turn off studio mode. All right, how are we? Are we on the internet? You did that once, Morse, and it's been forever stuck in my head.
Yeah, it happens.
Let me just have a listen to it. Yeah, we sound good. I can hear ourselves back. It occurred to me that I don't need to have the secondary Twitch feed on the iPad anymore because now it's not playing desktop audio, so I can hear the live stream without it feedback looping. With that aside, hello and welcome to DC30 and our Mythic Odyssey of Theros, D&D with an ancient Greek twist. I am your Dungeon Master Romeo, and I am joined tonight by, as ever, Morse, Virla, Tamara, and Ali. Vi will be along a little bit later, and our illustrious Bithynia, better known as Rebecca, cannot join us this evening, and we will look forward to having her back very soon. I would like to start tonight with a quick singular announcement. For tonight only, you guys may notice on the live stream there is a QR code above my head, and there will be one to the side of me, I'll point to the other side, if there are any battles. That QR code is a direct link to a charity that the fantastic Roll Positive Gaming has set up. I would encourage you guys to check it out. There are a Twitch channel much like my own that runs a few different campaigns, chiefly one set in Strixhaven, which is comprised entirely of ASMR YouTubers. The guy who runs the game for them has set up a charity drive to take donations that will all proceeds go towards helping the people of Ukraine stay warm, stay safe, stay fed, and stay away from the worst parts of this horrible war. I volunteered to collaborate on this, and so that QR code will take you directly to a link where if you can kick anything you can kick towards that would be greatly appreciated. I would have loved to set up some prizes or do some sort of thing to that effect, but I really only found about this recently and unpromptedly volunteered it, so I am sorry about that. But if you have any suggestions for prizes based on donations, I am all ears, and if it's within my power, I can potentially see about that, certainly. That is my main announcement. Unless anyone has anything else they wish to speak of, shall we get kicked into it?
Yeah.
So, when last you guys left off, you had finally exited the meeting of the Council of the 12 of Militis, whereupon it was established that Tanis, who had volunteered, your friend Tanis, the Oracle, who had decided to step into the light, for lack of a better term, had been, at her volunteering, established as the new Oracle of Meletis. They would give her all the various honors, construct a temple in the honor of Clothis, her patron of her gift of foresight. And so the meeting was to discuss the logistics of this, the cost of the temple, how much would be devoted to it, and it was ultimately decided that the official unveiling would take place at the Hematikilia, which is a harvest festival that is about 3 weeks away. With that done, you decided to pick up a couple of quick side gigs. One involved clearing a kitchen of a impromptu infestation that quickly turned south as you guys unfortunately rightly presumed that water would quench a fire elemental, not being aware that a grease fire elemental unfortunately loves water.
Grease fire.
Sorry about that.
I'm gonna be writing that high for months, I think. I don't know what that says about me. But irrespective of that, eventually, after it pretty much engulfed all of you in flames, you managed to defeat this creature, discovering that one of the kitchen workers, a young satyr girl, had accidentally discovered her wild magic sorcerer powers and had accidentally brought it to life. You, Skotinos, shared a moment of wisdom and mentorship with this young girl, leaving her with one of your most prized possessions, the Shard of the Skull of Vale, or out of character, the Feywild Shard that you own. After that, you guys had been meaning to follow up on a gig that was in Oxus, which is a small village a little further down the peninsula. And so you pulled together a crew of worthy sailors, freelancers, people looking for work. And after I'm not going to use the word brief, discussion on who was the captain and who would fulfill each role, ultimately deciding on Hilira as the helmsman, Mos as the musician, Ali as... I can't remember, what was it? It was in Bakios. What was Bakios's role in the
First
show?
mate.
Oh yeah?
First mate, yes.
A role that feels a lot... very Grand Poobah-ish, if I do make that reference myself. And Xanthia as, I want to say, bosun? No.
Surgeon
Doctor.
is what I
Surgeon,
wrote
yes.
down.
Surgeon, yes. My bad. You guys set sail. Speaking of which... Is this one loud? Is that okay? Just
That's fine.
Yeah, it's alright.
okay. No, I think I'm a little louder in your ear specifically, Virla.
Possibly
Okay.
a little loud, but maybe turn it down just a smidge.
Okay, I'll see if I can do so. Because unfortunately, this particular not soundscape. What's the word?
It's very loud, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It gets starts. It goes
No,
from
it's
0
that
to 100.
each soundboard is individual. The volume is... which it is helpful, but also annoying, depending on... Cool, so I popped it from 50 to 38. How's that sound? Super.
Sounds top.
Right, now, this is actually still the same day as between doing the Council of Meletis and everything else. So it was actually about 3 p.m. when you, roughly speaking, when you guys set sail. It does take about half a day, at the very least, to get to Oxus. It's not very far from you guys. It's one of the closest cities to Meletis. In fact, it might be the closest city to Meletis. But it is still several miles away, and this is still a vessel after all. So it'll get there in about 6 hours. Sorry, no, 8 hours. Does anybody wish to do anything during this time?
I'm pretty much out of action as I'm just keeping the oarsmen in line, so I'm just down, just at work for the day.
Okay. I will ask
I'm
you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bacchus.
Sorry, I'm essentially just stood up, near the big wheelie thing that makes the ship, the ship go left, left and right, or port and or starboard. I'm
So,
getting the nautical terms in, and I'm just stood there, just overseeing.
Okay, that's perfect. Just for reference, triremes in particular existed before the wheels were really a thing, so it is a keel-based system.
Oh, I know what you mean now. Yeah.
Hilira is basically holding both keels. There's two long wooden fins that descend into the water, and she is steering them, basically, almost like pod racer, for lack of a better term.
Now this is sailing.
Yeah, basically.
Good job, Hilira. Keep it steady. Heave ho. All that.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask for a couple checks here just for fun. Scotinos, make a performance check. Bacchios, make, I'm gonna say, a straight charisma check.
Oh shit. +1.
You can go, okay, I'll say,
That's a natural.
Oof.
For a total of 2.
okay. Okay, well, the rest of that sentence was gonna be, you can go for intimidation if you like, but the DC is gonna be higher, but really I feel that's not a necessary contribution from me at this point in time.
Oh. That's a natural 1.
Hilira, make a dexterity check, adding you're proficient in water vehicles. Add your proficiency bonus because you're proficient in water vehicles. And Xanthia, you're good. The likelihood of a disease breaking out on a singular 8-hour journey or anything to that effect is minimal.
I think I will just lean back and relax for a little bit.
Tell you what, I will roll for injury.
Roll for scurvy.
Oh no, I'll roll for like rope burn or like someone's thing snapping or something like that. Natural 19, nope. No injury.
It was a 12 on the performance check.
12 on the performance check. Okay.
I rolled a total of 9, but I don't know where to find my proficiency bonus, so something's added to it, but I just don't know
It should
what.
be right on the like center of your D&D Beyond page, shouldn't it not?
It's like right after.
4, so that's a 13.
Yep.
I'm great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wow, you guys with your rolls starting off fucking great. Okay,
We're getting all the shit ones out early.
yeah. Okay, so you didn't roll ultimately terribly. I'll say, Bakos, you in particular, you see Hilira be quite, she genuinely knows how to steer a ship. Skotinos is playing away quite perfectly, and Xanthia, actually, there is a guy at one point that lets, like, a rope slips through his hands. He has a really nasty burn, and she's able to just quickly, using healing magic, dress it. I'm not gonna make you cast the spell slot for that, just for flavor. And she is able to mend that almost instantaneously, and you're feeling a bit self-conscious about your contribution on the ship at this time. So you start, like, barking orders, but you don't know a whole lot about sailing. So you're like, you're just like making shit up, like, hoist the midden mast, like just stuff you've heard other people say.
Mainsail needs to be ruffled. Make sure the phalange is nice and taut.
Basically, yeah.
We have no phalange.
And about 2 hours in, just one of the guys just puts down what he's saying, says, "Oh my god, would you shut the bloody hell up? You haven't been making sense in 2 hours. You sound like you've had a stroke."
I would like to grip him by the front of his jerkin and try to lift him up. As I say, am I making sense now, sailor?
Okay, make a grapple check.
What's that? Strength check.
Yep. With your wow, he rolled a natural 1. Don't even
Yep,
bother
and-
making the check.
Well, I rolled a natural 15, so dirty 20.
Okay. You pick him up, and he's like, you guys all see this. He's basically holding a guy up. Nobody says anything?
No, I'm
Back
just like,
yours.
I will thaumaturgy my voice and just go, much manners.
I look around. I look over to just like peering my head around this guy's body. Back, just put him down, pat him on the head, and then just go back to where I was standing. Point made.
Boy.
He quietly, Sailor just quietly makes his way to you, Xanthia. He says, "Could you at least get him to stop barking useless orders? I'll take real orders from him if he could. He either makes sense or stops talking. Like, pick one." And then he goes back to his sailing.
Don't worry about it. And I make my way over to Bacchus and just... Hey, do you know if we still have some wine around here? You look an awful lot thirsty, you know?
I could definitely do with a big drink. Let's go have a drink.
Okay, let's go.
There you go.
Okay, Bacchus, make an investigation check.
Oh, this is not good. 5. Rolling shit today.
You find
I also make... Just so that Bacchus is distracted and not harassing any other crew members.
Yeah, you don't see wine, but below deck you find 3 enormous, like full-on, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Grecian museum, but the massive urns that are the size, like this wide, kind of thing. You find 3 of them, just sitting below deck.
Oh, I could get drunk for weeks, days even.
You peer over the top of them and breaking through the wax seal, you see, what was in the removable wax seal, beg your pardon. You see a white paste-like substance.
I dip my finger in it. Like a big sniff.
Doesn't really smell like anything.
I lick it.
It tastes really nice. It is the freshest, purest ricotta you have ever tasted.
Oh my god. Does anybody have a baguette? I would love to dip my wick in this urn.
Make a separate investigation check.
Oh, come on! Don't fuck me now!
You're in health action, so.
That's another natural one! I'm not rolling this dice anymore. This dice is bad. Putting it back in the box.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Anybody who makes a donation right now gets to decide what Bakyos finds.
Shit. We'll leave that open for a bit.
Yeah. In the interim, what I will say is, between everybody else's rolls, nothing bad transpires. But you drift a little bit off course. You do slip a couple times, Scotty, and the oarsmen get thrown off kilter, and they lose their synchronization. There's a bit of like a... All in all, you lose about 2 hours worth of sailing time, based on these checks. So, as it stands, you're going to reach Oxus by 1 a.m. This is just a note.
Do I have to be at the keel the entire time?
Is anybody else proficient in water vehicles?
No, Bithynia.
No.
Yeah.
Bithynia
Ooh.
with her cool cloak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can absolutely swap out with Bithynia.
Can
Yeah.
I try something?
What are you trying?
Can I go to the back of the boat? Because I watched Critical Role. I know things. I know D&D. I'm going to try and cast Control Water to give us a little speed.
Okay. Let me have a look at the critical water.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna make that a spell at this point. I'm
Critical water. Sam Regal jumps out and says, "Hi guys, have you heard of NordVPN?"
no. I think
Like,
critical water should be
fish.
like some sort of like ice shard a la Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender. What I would actually do is just reflavor disintegrate to do cold damage and call that critical water. And just be like a giant spear of ice. But that addendum aside, let's have a look. I know control water has a couple of options. So part water, redirect flow to move in a direction you choose, even if the water has a flow over obstacles. Okay. So I'll say you can do this. I will ask you to make a wisdom check. You are rolling for failure, you are not rolling for success. Just to clarify. Just don't roll super shitty and you're fine.
Don't
I
roll
always
like me.
roll shit.
Don't roll like me tonight.
Oh, that was a natural too, so that's great. Let me check my wisdom. That's a 7.
Okay, so it was a 5 or lower if you rolled that shit.
Oh no.
You're smart.
Okay. I'll say this. Or, hang on. I wonder. Once it's the other side is slow. So once it moves beyond the spell's area, it resumes its flow based on the terrain conditions. So you basically create a wave. So that's what redirect flow does, right? It creates a wave. I'm just wondering if I'm being too mean by asking for the roll, but I'll say this. You do it with a little too much gumption, and so you give a speed boost, but slightly off course.
Cool.
So, as opposed to gaining 2 hours, the time spent adjusting for the off course takes about an hour. So you gain 1 hour as opposed to getting 2 hours.
Cool. There goes a 4th level spell slot.
You still gained an hour. I didn't want to be too mean or anything like that because the spell should
I'll just
be able to do
go
that.
back to my keel in shame. And say to Bithynia, you should probably take a nap, girl. I think we should all take a nap.
will.
Honey.
Sorry.
Bithynia, who's steering, says, "But I've been steering for like 12 seconds. You told me you gave me the oars and did your spell and then came back."
My spell's concentration, so it's been probably 10 minutes.
Yeah, I can go a little longer. I don't have to go for just 10. It's up to you. I don't mind.
I don't know. I feel like we should be trying to sleep because the DM told us that we didn't sleep, so we should probably sleep.
The DM has not said you didn't sleep. The DM has simply said that you're going to arrive late at night.
Yeah, so I feel like we should sleep in case we go there and it's like bandits, woo, child sacrifices.
All right. Here. She gives you the keels back, and then she takes out her astrolabe and does a few different things with the navigator's tools, and she's gonna make a check. Nice. She says, "Good news. Even with adjusting for the time it's gonna take to get back on course, you got us back an hour."
Hey.
Alrighty. Given the couple of delays that happened, I am gonna ask if someone can roll me a d20.
I'll do it.
You do not want me to roll tonight.
No, but
I feel like Tamara has PTSD when rolling for random encounters.
I was gonna. So.
Good, but I really
can't
don't
roll my
like
actual
you.
d20, so I'm gonna roll the one on the thingy instead. So roll d20.
I will
and
say, you guys are within still the Bay of Meletis. This is about as close to civilization as the ocean can get, realistically.
yeah,
so-
well, let's just you say that, but this roll says, okay, it's not. We'll see. 8.
8? Okay. 1 second, I need to pull up a separate sheet on
Part of
DndUnleashed.
me thinks this is the number where we came across the flock. I'm pretty sure it was an 8 we rolled like 6 or 7 times.
It's
on
cute that you
the-
think I reused the same encounter twice.
We did then. Because we rolled it like 3 times.
Sorry, when you said flock, I thought you meant the harpies.
Oh god, no. Well, I mean, no, yeah, sure, that one too. Let's just avoid that too, shall we?
Okay, just to kill any suspense, you rolled fog. I just need to so what I have in the list is fog, and in brackets, see D&D Beyond Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So 2 seconds.
Oh god.
That already
no.
sounds great, yeah.
Oh no. I don't know what this is.
You know what it is?
I've done a lot of D&D reading.
Okay, Scotty, roll in Discord. You should be able to using bot spam, or as in using the bot. Roll
Yes.
a separate. Oh no shit! I just realized something.
I mean, I can still roll random dice on D&D Beyond, so everyone can see it.
Sorry, I know I read it wrong. This was listing DCs. It was not listing. Roll a d4.
D4.
There it is.
Right, let's see how many things we're against. Okay.
Suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Don't
suspicious.
Be suspicious.
Okay.
Don't be suspicious.
2. So we're against two somethings, I think. We'll find out.
Fortunately, the lower the better in this particular instance. It
Yes,
is
this is
a
against-
moderate fog.
Ah.
So, it is getting towards fall. It is straight up fall, and it is actually getting towards winter. Hematikilia occurs at the last day of fall, within the last days of fall, before winter begins. So, the normally perfectly Mediterranean weather, temperate, nice and warm, clear as day, is less reliable nowadays, and sure enough, thick clouds form overhead. No rain, but they descend to Earth as it gets colder. And before you know it, you guys are not flying blind in that you're in the middle of the ocean and you can't see other things around you in the immediate vicinity. But as rocks, like, you're able to see stuff like rocks and things like that within 300 feet, so within 300 feet you can start to spot them, so with a little bit of attentiveness you are perfectly capable of avoiding them as you sail onwards. I'll ask for another group check. Skatinos' performance. Bakios, you can roll, I'll say again this time, you can roll intimidation, the DC will be a little bit higher.
Oh, I love my intimidation. My proficiency.
You need a dexterity check using your proficiency bonus. Xanthia, if you would like to aid in any way you can, you're welcome to describe it to me, and I may ask you to make a specific check as a result of that.
I'll go stand beside Bakios to make him look more imposing, but to also keep an eye on him so that he doesn't harass another person.
Okay.
That might be tough because I rolled a 24 for intimidation.
Was that a natural 20?
No, it was natural 19. I have +5.
Oh, right, right.
I got
Okay.
a 19 as well, so 27 on performance. So
Oh,
team
nice.
19.
Yeah.
I rolled a 12.
Hey, it's still
Okay.
good.
Still good.
Better than average.
Yeah, doing great.
Hey, better than average.
Indeed.
Bakios, could I ask you to make a check for Bithynia? So make an intelligence check using her proficiency bonus, because she is,
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah.
That's a +9, so 22.
Yeah,
she rolled a 13.
Bithynia is a fucking, like, brainiac.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, she rolled a 22.
Okay, cool. So that is overwhelmingly more successes than failures. The 12 would have failed Hilira, but with everybody else succeeding to the degree they did, even if we went by averages, you exceed the DC, which for moderate fog is 15.
Yep.
So you are able to stick to the course, and you do not lose any time.
Don't see any stray icebergs.
Make a
Don't
perception
hear
check.
soft music playing.
Make a perception check.
No violence, no orchestra still playing.
That was a natural one.
Okay.
My dice are mad at me. I don't know what I did.
Oh god, I want to have some fun with the natural one. You know what?
The
Fuck
crewmates
it.
are having their Titanic
No.
moments.
You know what? You know what? Fuck it. I've had some wine, so I'm gonna have some fun with this. You do spot an iceberg. Just randomly. It's to the side. And it's gonna pass by you guys. And as you're coming up to level with it, it turns slightly. And you see a singular storm giant sitting on a porta potty carved into the ice. And he just looks up from his tablet and he just says, "Do you mind?" Oh, hang on.
Yeah, voice mod's out.
Do you mind?
No, I don't.
Sorry. And just kind of like, hang on.
And he just kind of like
Oh dear.
directionlessly continues drifting away.
Wave.
He very awkwardly waves back. One of the guys with the rigging says, "Well, you don't see that every day." Sorry, I don't know if that was too
Early.
weird or not. I just thought it'd be funny.
That's great.
All right. The sun draws to a set. And the stars come out, and you guys keep rowing on. I'll say Bithynia. Does Bithynia have the light cantrip? I don't have her stat block up.
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
No, she doesn't.
No, minor illusion, green flames, green flame blade, friends, and eldritch blast.
Okay, so I'll say as a DM note, you guys are. It is very dark at this point, so you have about 3 hours before you're gonna. No, actually, at this time of year, you have about 5 hours before you're gonna get to your destination. You're gonna arrive at about midnight. So it's about 7 p.m. at this point in time, and the sun has started to set. So come about 8 o'clock, it is going to be pitch black. So does anybody do anything to prep as a result of that?
Nope.
Okay.
I will use my light cantrip to light up my keel, cause I'm cool. I have a
Okay.
light up keel now. That's it. I'm very hyper tonight. I'm already sorry.
That's okay, I'm
Don't be
tipsy,
sorry.
so it evens out.
I'm still low-key hungover from Friday, but you know.
Hey, the trifecta.
Welcome to being in your late 20s, early 30s.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Turned 25, so
It's the
Hey,
back.
you're
all
in-
going downhill.
It's,
Oh my
it's
God,
the
you've got
back
it all to
pain
come.
I could live without.
Yeah, man. 32. If I get drunk, I'm feeling it for 3 days afterwards. It sucks.
No.
You've got it all to come.
Just trying to see if Bithynia has anything that can contribute to this. She does
I
not.
don't
So
like this.
okay, so the crew begin to light torches on the ship, but just so I can confirm, the only source of light other than the torches is Heliada's light cantrip.
I don't like the way you're asking for that, but yes.
You know what? I feel like at this point I'm dragging it out. It's like you guys are not in like open sea. You're within a bay, so you're fine. Between everything, you are able to sail to Oxus without issue, and soon enough you do in fact see little lights as you clear the fog. You see little lights in the distance, and Bithynia, who now that everything's at night, actually that was a point. Just before you guys arrive at Oxus, can I get everybody to roll a d20? Sorry, did I do something stupid?
Shall I roll for Bithynia?
Just send something to Viola. Hold on, I'll put it in the general chat.
Yes. If everybody could roll just a straight d20.
Sorry.
That's okay. You can do both. By all means.
I got a 19.
19.
I rolled another 5. This is my third 5.
Good
Bokios rolled a 15. Bithynia rolled an 18.
Scotinos rolled a 3, and Amalia rolled a 15.
Xanthia wins, I think. Let me just have a look at what you put in the messages, though. Just I'm curious. I feel like I need to give you guys the keys to the DC30 Insta, because I never put anything on there, and this shit is fucking gold. Anywho, so, Xanthia,
Yes.
as you guys are sailing along, in fact, actually, all of you see this. You guys look up, and the stars have taken on an aquamarine color. The nebulas that are part of it are also sort of that deeper color, except certain areas where they're a more corally type of red. And you guys watch as the astral comprised of stars form of Thassa sail, just like course, like swimming through the water, courses across the heavens. And
Give a little wave.
she looks down, smiles and waves at you guys, and then keeps sailing. And you watch as she sails up to a series of stars that are a reddish bronzish color, that as you allow your eyes to unfocus and determine patterns from what would initially appear to be chaos, you see the bronze form of Purphoros. And she seems to swim up to him, and as they strike up a conversation, you blink, and once more it is just a sea of stars. And further context, sites like this, taking this out of character, are not uncommon in the land of Theros. This is a land that has a far... The veil between the divine and the mortal is far thinner, and glimpses like battles between the gods raging across the scape of Nyx are far from, whilst not necessarily common, are far from a phenomenon. I'll never be able to say the word phenomenon without... But anyway. As the lights of Oxus draw closer, you begin to see the different buildings. As you do so, Bithynia chimes in. Guys, Oxus is mainly a lot of retired merchants who kind of just make their home there. So it's She sarcastically does air quotes and says high end, so I guess just act like you gotta stick up your ass and you'll be fine.
I mean, would it help if we actually, if I could shove a stick up someone's ass just to make it seem like we have a stick up their ass? What? Was that one of their metaphor things?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
So just
To put it
straight posture, don't talk a lot, and you should be fine.
To put it another way, Bakios, and she just flicks through her sort of history for a second. You know the way you had to act during those very high-end Lektoi ceremonies with your other Akroan warrior companions? Great festivals, those sorts of functions where you might have had to meet the Queen of Akros and the King, or you know, places where you were expected to wear your fine red cape as opposed to the one you wore in battle.
Yeah, where it was really boring, yeah.
Even 10% of that would be perfectly sufficient.
Oh, sweet, cool, right, let's do this. I know what I'm doing now. And, I get a, some sort of like charcoal from one of my pouches, and I get ready to draw like sort of like eyes on my eyelids, so that when I close my eyes, it looks like I've got my eyes open. So I'm
Bithynia goes to say something, and then says, "You know what? I'm not gonna knock that. That is honestly a clever solution to a potential challenge you may face in this environment."
awesome, love it.
And,
I'm ready. Let's go.
You hear a voice that isn't Clothus's, which I'll say just for the hell of it, so you know, is Ifada's. You hear her say, "Yeah, no, I agree with Bithynia. I'm not gonna knock that. That is genuinely clever."
Thank you.
But you guys pull into the dock of Oxus, and Oxus is very much a village. It's ancient Beverly Hills, but it's still a village. So the entirety of the area tops out at a couple 100 feet, maybe 3. So it is a small amalgam of very fine buildings. Now, being in Meletis, you've passed by a lot of fairly fine houses, particularly in certain districts. This feels like one of Meletis' finer districts, or even one of Akros' finer districts, the Upper Citadels, just as a village. It feels like one of the gods plucked one of the finer districts of either city and just stuck it somewhere as its own village. It's weird. Like, you've never associated this size of settlement with this finery. But, sure enough, thunk, you arrive at the shores of the village, and the different sailors begin setting down the ropes and lashing everything in place. Everybody barking their various orders, as if need be. And you guys are able to step off the dock and onto the village of Oxus. It's very quiet at this hour. That being said, that you are greeted by a couple of hoplites that, just eyeballing them, they do seem like general sentries. Just keeping an eye on things. Fucking hell. So this ambience is meant to be isolated village. Like, I thought it would be a little less fucking gloomy than this, Jesus. I really should have a listen to all of these just before I use them. But the two hoplites do approach you guys. And as you have a look at them, you do note... Sorry, one second. They are dressed in pale tan brown colors, as opposed to like the blue of Meletis or the red of Akros or the purple of Phaleron or the green of Setessa. It's like the color of terracotta, similar to the color you might see, sort of like a sunset brown, for lack of a better term. It almost like a golden brown. They're on their shields, which are a very pale gold, almost like an electrum color in terms of design. You see two black silhouettes of hoplites astride horses. I don't know why I said horses, but it's horses. Tell you what, I'll see if I can pull up a visual aid, just so you can spot the symbol. For the players board. Just 'cause I'm trying to be better at using actual images. And I will turn on visuals on OBS, which should hopefully work as intended. Yeah, so if you guys can... Okay, I don't know why it randomly says Tamara on that note board, but... Oh wait, that's just saying that you're viewing the page. So that is the symbol you guys see. They simply said, "Greetings, welcome to Oxus. Who goes there?"
I firmly keep my mouth shut and shut my eyes.
Greetings.
Bacchus, you hear?
We are...
You're doing great. And she's being 100% sincere. She's like legitimately impressed at your solution. Sorry, go ahead, Xanthia.
Greetings. We are Tempest, and we read your call for help. Your posting.
Ah, yes. The, Maven's request. Certainly. He's gonna roll a quick history check. Natural 1. Tempest, I've not heard of you.
Well, we're quite known in Melodies already. Guys,
Oh, don't get me wrong, no trouble. I was just making an observation. I'll say as well, Scotty and Xanthia make separate history checks, if you like. You can.
okay. History. Natural 16.
Okay. Scotty, just in case you rolled high.
Scotty.
Yep, sorry, trying to get the dice thing working for me. It's being a bit of a pain. Natural 1, so never
Okay.
mind.
Scotty, you are.
Sandwiches continue.
I was gonna say you're busy thinking about Galatea's adamantine calves, but sandwiches also works.
Well, the calves could be in the shape of sandwiches. Somehow, I don't know.
And a fetish is born. But Xanthia, as you eyeball the insignia on their shields, and you do recall that Oxus in particular boasts of being the resting place of Kinaios and Tiro, who are famously the founders of Meletis. The tomb of Kinaios and Tiro is basically like the historical attraction of this village, isn't it? A little further ways up the hill, people come from all over Theros to pay their respects. Kinaios and Tiro being heralded or lauded as the ones who brought about the end of the Age of Trax and sowed the defeat of the Archons. As a result, Oxus has their motif is both Kinaios and Tiro astride horses, boasting of this supposed heritage. The legend goes that when it came time for them to die, they found a quaint place by the sea to live out their final years before passing away peacefully. Just a little lore addendum. But Bithynia just strides ahead of you guys, and in perfect Brainiac bookkeeper fashion, has a minor interaction with these two hoplites and just explains the situation, why they're here. Clarifies, Xanthia did most of the legwork in terms of explaining the situation, but the various signatures and registrations to dock are quickly handled by Bithynia, and after they are one and done, they say, "Welcome to Oxus," before they resume their basic patrol of the docks. It is, about midnight as you guys have arrived. I'll just see if I can find a... So you haven't had a chance to peruse through all of these ambiences. I'm wondering if I can find a genuine...
One thing that Scottinus will say as he's pretty exhausted that by the time we finally up is he's going to say we should probably look into getting somewhere to rest, and for the crew as well. We can't rest on the boat.
Oh, question. Did you guys try to sleep on the boat?
I did not.
Okay.
He said that Bithynia might sleep on the boat, but I don't know if she did.
I'm going to ask Bakios, or as in Ali, could you roll a constitution check for Bithynia?
Oh, yeah.
Again, not a terribly high DC, but, you know...
she rolled a natural 19, so 21.
Yeah.
Hey.
Bithynia just... She's able to get in a few good power naps, and she, will only require, I'll say she only requires 4 hours of additional sleep from here on out to get a long rest.
Nice.
Well, I mean, I know we have the hut, but that won't be for the whole crew.
Mhm. Judging by the size of the village, I don't know if there's an inn big enough for everyone here, to be honest.
Well, are we even responsible for these people on the people on the ship? Surely they're kind of used to the sailing lifestyle. They've probably got hammocks on the ship. I mean, are they really our responsibility?
For the purposes of brevity, I'll say that the Amonkishan crewman in particular approaches you guys and says, "Do not worry about us. We will make do on the vessel. As it is docked into port, we can set up additional hammocks as or if need be."
There you go. Right, we're Gucci. Let's get ourselves a decent bed for the night.
Quick double check. Have you guys already marked off their fee for this trip?
How much was that?
If I recall correctly, skilled workers is a gold piece per day, if I remember correctly.
Oh, so a gold each.
So
Well, how many crew members?
80, I believe.
Oh, so 80 gold.
I think we got 80. Let me just look through my notes.
Nope.
I
Yeah,
know
we
we
got
confirmed that we
83.
had the money for 2 days worth, but we never. I don't think we marked it off.
Yeah, there we go. I'll use this one, I'll say. This one's called Windy Coast.
Good work.
I promise I'll have them all set up correctly by next session. But either way. So yeah, it is nighttime up on these docks. So what are the rest of you doing? The crew have promised that they can do their own thing. What are the rest of you doing?
Do we
Phoenix?
just wanna put our beds down and just go to sleep on the boat? They all have bed
Wouldn't
rolls.
mind that.
I've slept with a lot worse.
I wouldn't mind. Yeah. We can save on some gold that way.
Okay. But the thing is, like, yeah, I mean, it'll take an extra hour, but you, Zandia and I, we can do our helmet trick.
Yeah.
She does some quick math, measuring the stars. Who here needs a full 8 hours? Bakios, you need a full 8 hours, right?
Oh, I need my beauty sleep.
It's gonna be mid-morning if we do the helmet thing before everybody's had their full 8 hours. I don't mind doing it, I just wanna let you guys know.
Well, I think can't we all sleep in one dome? Just us? Then we don't need to double dome.
Yeah, we can.
Well, I don't mind what we do, but I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just,
I'm
Wait.
pretty tired.
Whatever you decide, I don't mind. I'm probably just gonna fall asleep here.
let's just double dome it.
Double dome.
Oh, is in
Double D!
Sorry, to clarify, let's just single dome it.
Yeah.
I got this, Xanthia, thank you. And she just ritual casts. Tiny hut, and whoom, manifests a hut. And you all can go ahead and take a long night's rest.
Yes.
Have we eaten at all?
I had some ricotta.
Me
Oh
too.
yeah, how much did you eat?
Well, we never found out what I found. So let's just assume I found nothing and just took a big handful and just like stuffed it in my face. Oh, there's still a little bit in the bin which I can pull out later for snacks.
Scotinas, you do remember that ricotta in particular was what you found on the Cyclops Island.
Oh.
And I'll say that it does occur to you that it's weird that it's just as fresh, like 2 months later.
But my memory was that was the golden flock. So that's going to be some form of that's some magic ricotta right there.
It is
So.
it is magic ricotta that doesn't expire.
What do you have in your beard, Buculus?
Oh, you know, I've got like I've got a little bit of cheese. You know, there's some bits of protein in here for when I get hungry. I think of it as my my army beard.
Didn't have that this morning. Where did you get cheese?
Oh, did you not see the big bats of cheese in the ship? Oh, it was delicious.
I was steering the ship.
Well, I was eating, so we were both doing what we're best at.
He's got you there, darling.
Fine, I will one up Buculus and I will cast create food and water and I will create bread. I will eat it with bread, cause bread.
Where's the meat?
I will
And-
create only bread.
It's at least got gluten in it.
Bithynia quickly walks up to Xanthia and says, "Can I borrow your trident for a second?"
Sure.
And she will cast Green Flame Blade and toast the bread for you, Hilira. Just for fun.
Nice.
And so you
We'll
are
go and dip some bread.
And so, a couple of the crewmen did actually pack a couple of their supplies. So, one of them does suggest a few dollops of honey on the top of the ricotta, because this is like fresh ricotta that is almost neither sweet nor savory. I don't know if you guys have ever had like proper ricotta that's done that way that doesn't have any added salt. So, if you want, you can add a bit of honey over the top of it, and it's like a delicious, creamy, sweet treat. With the toast, especially. It's delightful.
How much of this do we have?
Oh, like 2 tons.
All right, okay. This is definitely some good long. In fact,
Okay, I'll say 8 tons, but yeah, like you
Okay.
have a lot of this stuff. You had like 2 full-on urns that you
Yeah.
never used.
so I'm going to realizing that this stuff doesn't expire.
So I'll say for the record that my choice as a DM was either to have it not expire magically as a retcon, or you guys discover Jubilex in the form of the mold that had acquired after 2 months of this shit in the hologo ship because you never used it. So I've gone for the
Discovering that
latter.
it's still good and that it's magically safe, I'm actually going to take the bag of colding and I'm going to put half the supply in the bag of colding so that we can take it with us. So that we now no longer need to worry in emergencies. We have a supply of food
Okay.
that will last us.
So it's not officially called a bag of colding, but it's a Critical Role reference, I believe. But Scordinos does have a special variant of a bag of holding where organic matter ages at 1/2 the speed of it, if it would, outside of the bag.
Amazing.
And since it doesn't expire at all, it's easier
Are you
to put
just
it in there.
like putting handfuls of it, just like?
No, I'm gonna sort of like pouch it up into sort of like meal portions, and then kind of tie them up with, and then kind of like have little portions. Kind of basically like the old the old materials that we used to create, so that have our rations,
Yeah.
I'll kind of use those to package up some of these
Okay.
instead. So we have like little.
I will say that
extensions.
alone, it's not nutritious enough to count for a meal by itself.
But with enough, if you eat enough of it.
Oh no, what I was gonna say is you can halve any portions of regular food you have that add up to like a day's worth of food, and it will cover the other half, if that makes sense.
Cool. I will use it to bulk up our ration supplies.
Yeah, so if you like half a ration and then add the ricotta, it will
Cool.
add up to, I'll say, okay, if there's like a ton, I'll say 50 ration halves, I think it makes sense.
Okay. And I'll keep that with, and then when we ever need to start counting rations,
Yeah.
I will have ricotta to augment rations so we can go for longer.
Yeah. Bithynia looks at it, at all as you're doing this and says, we should, like, invest in some beef jerky or something, otherwise we're literally gonna shit bricks.
It might come out the same way it goes in after a while.
I am equally afraid of that, Bakios.
I mean, listen, chaps, I could go hunting, right? I know I might look like a gormless idiot, but I know how to track down a serious amount of meat, alright?
We can use the ricotta, but we should supplement it because I know some of you guys are more used to rough housing, but I don't do explosive diarrhea.
Have you tried it? It's pretty fun. It could be used in a battle for a real surprising move, alright? No one expects explosive diarrhea.
I mean, make sure you're not wearing pants first, otherwise that's going to backfire quite.
Oh no, that takes the range from 0. Yeah, it takes the range to 0, yeah.
Okay, the DM is gonna call for a cease and desist on this conversation.
So
But I will say,
Where
Good, I could have gone all night. Sorry.
So where we're set, where we're kind of set up. Actually, no, that's fine. Yeah, I think Scott is so tired he doesn't even care about doing any more recon. He just needs to rest. So yeah, he's gonna purge himself. He's got his ricotta. He's nabbed a little bit of the bread, and he's scoffed and then slept. He's gonna have cheese nightmares because he's had a lot of cheese, but that's fine.
Scotty lactose intolerant?
Scotty, roll a d6.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
Roll a d6. No, but the quintessential. What is it? When you eat too much cheese,
Yeah.
you end up having nightmares. Yeah, he's eaten a fair amount of cheese. It was more some bread with the cheese rather than some cheese with
You
the
guys
bread.
are fine. You're able to set up the dome, and you can all mark off a long night's rest.
Hey.
You do come to waking at about... So it's not like late morning or anything like that, but it's not like crack of dawn either, so the sun's streaming quite nicely as you guys come to. But the village of Oxus is yours.
Okay. Well, I guess look for the guy. Let me just check the notes I wrote down for this. Oh, Oxos Kid Killer question mark. That's all I've got. Cool. I think I need to write. I need to make better notes. So kind of like again looking at the scrawling, like it's basically all bar like wiped off my hand at this point. But yes, see if maybe we can. Did someone mention something to us when we arrived, right?
The word they
name
said
with
was...
M?
So the
Maven?
words they said were the Maven's request.
Okay. Let's look for a Maven.
Ali, could you roll a history check for Bithynia?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's insane. Okay.
Bithynia
24.
Bithynia is a fantastic exposition machine, I'm gonna just say
Yeah.
this.
24.
Okay, well, Bithynia says, Oxus is ruled by a maven. It's kind of like a king, but it's chosen from a oligarchic council of the other trade merchants that are, I guess, the richest and most prominent in the city. That's how loud everything is. 1 second.
I mean,
Okay.
if
So,
that Maven is the person ruling the town, he should be fairly easy to find, probably.
yeah, Oxus is ruled by a small oligarchy of trade merchants, and they choose the most capable among them to be the maven, which is just like it's a way of saying king without saying king, because it's not really a king, because it kind of gets chosen, and then it's for life, and then they pick a new one. It's like a weird kind of dictator.
Interesting.
But he's probably in the most official-looking building around here. And she did like, oh yeah, that one. And you guys spot like a lot of these houses are a lot of these buildings, sorry, are more sort of ostentatious type of houses. The most official-looking uniform, lack of like flowery gardens and dulcet music coming out of it. The most like non-mansion looking building. You see like a very official hall, which is at the center of the town. And you guys make your way towards that, with Bithynia in the lead. You quietly, dum, 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 knock on the door. Another hoplite, a separate one. Not the same, one of the same ones as you spoke to last night, says, yes?
We're looking for the Maven. We
Uh,
hear about their request.
Ah, yes. Who shall I say is calling?
We are Tempest from Melodies, if that helps.
I shall see if it does. And he... And, about 5 minutes late. Oh, let me just... Way better history check. About 5 minutes later. Comes back. Follow me. Opens the door. The Maven will see you. And, you step inside. And, yeah, a lot of this building reminds you of the sort of more official council halls you attended at the, meeting of the 12 just yesterday. So sort of similar layout, similar bustle of various different officiants doing their thing, but on a much smaller scale. And you are led through these different offices is a strong word, but you're led through this sort of main hall, which looks like a council chamber, up a flight of stairs to a small office type structure. And the hoplite opens the door for you guys, and not joining you, simply beckons you to enter. And as one by one you enter, he shuts the door behind you, and you see a singular, just like a small office type of chamber. Just various different effects. It's quite a nice large office, but you see like a world map sprawled out on a beautifully painted mosaic marble but spinning display at one end of the room, different busts, artworks, shelves lined with very luxurious leather-bound tomes. A very decadent office. At the other end of it, you see a elderly gentleman, not very old, but looks to be in his 60s to 70s, in the process of scribbling things with a quill on a scroll. He has a short white beard and equally short hair that has crested by a single leather-bound crown that is like a leather wreath, basically. And he's in the process of scribbling away. Ah, yes, you are Tempest, I believe. Welcome to Oxus. I trust your journey was okay.
Yes, it went really well.
I am Alastor. I am the Maven of Oxus. And I will give you guys a little visual aid just because I have it prepared. And I will turn on visuals for the player, for the audience. That's basically what you guys see.
Oof. It's like Greek Santa Claus.
And now it's in my head forever. God damn it.
I live to serve.
I understand you answered my request for aid.
Yep,
Yes,
that's us. We live to
that is-
serve.
That is
Oh.
why we're here.
I greatly appreciate you coming under such short notice.
I'll admit the notes that we wrote down, while comprehensive, did lack some details. So it would be helpful to have a full rundown with what exactly is going on and how we can best help here.
Very well. He puts the quill down and just addresses you all. Sit down. Not long ago, a strange figure simply wandered into town. He kept his face mostly concealed by a very long robe that went over his hands, and it almost looked 2 sizes too big for him. I caught glimpses of his jawline, and the voice was unmistakably male, but that's really all I saw other than a grey heap of robes. He made a simple declaration. We were to sacrifice or bequeath 6 children of our own unto him, or we would rue the day that we did not make such an offering unto him. He didn't even wait for a response. He simply walked out of town.
Did you follow him? Did you see where he went?
Did he give a name?
Yeah. Who was this prick?
Sort of justification.
Nothing of the sort. We called after him, trying to ascertain this information. He ignored us.
Has he been seen since?
He has not. Granted, it was really only a few days ago at most, but now I've been. I was a merchant for many, many years, and I had to cut a lot of deals in that time, so I know when someone is making a demonstration. Presenting a certain front, for lack of a better term. I'd be surprised if his gesture, his ambiguity weren't some attempt to sow discord and fear. As I used to like to say myself, there's no threat greater than the imagination of the one you're threatening. Leave it ambiguous so that their imagination runs wild.
So, where did he head off to? How far did you follow him at all? Because I guess that's where we'll need to start.
He walked northwards, out of the city. Back roughly in the direction of where Melitis would be as the crow flies.
Will I believe what he's saying?
Me too. So, did he give you a sort of deadline until when you should, well, sacrifice those children, or when he would return?
How you're supposed to give them? Not that we're gonna go down that route, but if he's asking for that, like, what's he expecting you to do to fulfill that?
He said to leave them tied to posts at the city gates. In terms of a deadline, 1 second, as the DM checks his notes. He said by the next Inixios.
Do we know how long away that is?
Yes, sorry, I'm just going to quickly tell you that. Sorry, got him up. I created a calendar that in the Legend Keeper thing that only I can see. So today is I don't know. I said today is Lince, which is Saturday, for lack of a better term. Inixios would be Monday.
I rolled a 24 to see if he's lying to me. An insight check.
He's being completely honest.
Okay, just checking.
No, yeah, no. DM telling you that's
Okay.
literally all he knows. With the 24, I'll say he's also bamboozled by the ambiguity of the display.
Okay. Sir, do you know any magic?
Can't say that I do, I'm afraid. I was always a numbers guy. I knew how to move figures, move goods, so that they got to where the customer needed to be, and so they got to their customers. I knew how to make drachmi, and that's why I'm in the position I am, but that's off the sweat of my own back, not by magic, I'm sorry.
Somebody that has seen this stranger, would one of them have the ability to use magic?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for it. Yes. Yes, there is. Krisa is a resident of this town, one of the oligarchs who rules the council. She was a member. She was a student at the Decatia long ago.
Mm-hmm.
She utilized her rather than go into proper scholarly arcanum. She utilized her wizardly capabilities to produce various goods like textiles that were otherwise unobtainable, magically create patterns and things like that. If I recall correctly, she has the ability to create minor illusions. She may be of help.
Good. Where does she live?
Her house is the one with all the plants from the southern continent adorning the garden. Do you know what the palm tree is?
Okie dokie. Thank you.
She has this ridiculously and she grew it herself. It's quite amazing. It's a tree from the savannas of Amonkhet that I think it's called an acacia.
And it grows hands.
No, but it's like an umbrella tree. It's all trunk for a very high height, and then it's just.
It'll look weird. I'm sure
Yeah,
it will stand out.
go with that. Just go with that.
I'm curious, but okay. I think I know what you're planning, Hilira. That's probably the best option I can think of. The option I was thinking is, do we want to set a trap? But every trap I can think of involves either a lot of magics who extend a very short-lived disguise spell to hope he turns up. Two, have you got any small people that we could use for bait? And I don't want to do that either. So let's go with your option. I think it's probably far better than anything I've come up with.
Have we got any
be
small
honest-
people we can use for bait? Title of the episode.
To be honest, the first thing that came to my mind was, we could just tie ourselves to the post and be like in Exandria Unlimited. Oh, I'm looking for my daughter Nancy. Like we're the children.
Well, I could we could dig up like a hole around the spike, and then we can just bury ourselves like up to our waists.
Well,
and
I will respond to that, Tamara, with the immortal words of Abria Iyengar. Deception, disadvantage, 'cause that's a grown-ass man, says the Maven as he points to Bacchios.
Sword and a shield.
yeah. Do you have anything? Well, anything else that you can clue us up for advice, or anything else that you think might be useful? And then, I guess we haven't asked what.
Hey, hi, babe.
What is the what I think it's safe to say we'll probably help regardless, but what are you offering?
Here's the thing.
Oh dear.
No. Do not get me wrong. I don't know if this is some weird fucker pulling a prank, or at the second coming of the Titans. But I know when I'm being lied to, so if you're honest about what the fuck this thing is, if you find it, rest assured the reward will be proportionate. If it's beating up some crazy homeless man who thinks this is a way to get money, then the reward will be proportionate. Is that fair? I don't want... I know you probably came all this way, but your travel will be taken into account, but you know, I don't feel comfortable shelling out like 10,000 drachmi if it is just slapping around a crazy person.
Well, let's at least put a minimum of covering the cost of our crew to get here and back.
Very well.
Sound fair?
just-
Even in the worst, well, I guess the best case scenario that this is all just an elaborate plan, or as I am actually, my now hope is that this is in fact two little individuals in a large robe, and that's why you couldn't see the arms. But
Believe me, I would prefer this were a fucking prank.
yes,
So
same. So, but okay, if we can
you
agree
came
to
all this way for your trouble, a minimum of 200 gold drachmi. I know exactly what it costs to run a trireme. If I recall correctly, that is very much the cost of there and back again, which comes to 160, plus 40 gold, which is the minimum if it is a singular person with no fighting capability. But rest assured, if it is anything other than literally a crazy man who can be knocked over by being flicked in the forehead, the amount of drachmi will be augmented appropriately. I am a businessman first and foremost, and if there's one thing I've learned, which is don't fuck people over and they're less likely to fuck you over. Believe me when I say I have no intention of fucking you over.
Well, have you seen Amalia and Buckyos? If they flick me, I'd probably fall over. So, if we're being fair.
He just looks at you guys. Sorry, I need to not lean in that close and shout and says, "Look me in the eye and tell me you believe I'm lying to you."
Well, I don't think you're lying to me. I was watching you very closely just in case. I just wanted it to be on the record that Amalia and Butch are pretty buff. They could probably knock me out.
And I wanted to be on record that, as best as you can ascertain, I'm being 100% sincere. Peer into my soul if you need.
I'm good.
I got nothing else question wise.
Anyone can
Have
make
we
it. You can make it.
Sorry,
Insight
one
check.
quick.
Sorry, go ahead.
What have we covered? What the payment of sorting this situation out is? Sorry, I need to go for a piss.
Yeah, that's right. So we basically the payment will be proportionate to determine what it is. If it's just a drunk guy, then it won't be much. If it's a thing, then it will. We've not been given a figure, but it will be proportionate. We trust him, and
Okay.
we've been told that the minimum will cover the cost of our travel plus a little extra. So we're all good.
That'll do. Alrighty, I'm satisfied.
And the last thing you heard was him just basically leaning forward and just offering himself up for examination. He basically said, "Look me in the eye and tell me you think I'm lying."
He looks pretty legit to me. I'm not even going to bother insight checking him. He's already offered to pay us everything we spent coming here, so I'm good.
Well, I guess we still need to find out who it is.
I wish I had more to offer in terms of information on that, but
You said you could barely see our hands. Was it barely, or you couldn't see them at all?
I couldn't see his hands. He basically had a gigantic shroud covering almost everything. I barely caught a glimpse of his jaw.
Did how did the ends of the robes look? Were they floopy? Did it look like a bit lumpy? Like if it was just someone with short arms and they had a big long robe, then they just kind of drop off. Did the
I didn't
robes
see
look
that. It looked like the proportions of a normal man.
okay?
He would have been about... Bakios, how tall are you?
6'6".
He would have been about your height.
Oh shit, big boy.
How tight fitting were the robes? Did he look big, spindly?
The
I know,
robes,
hard to tell.
the robes were incredibly baggy, but they were fucking massive robes.
Hmm.
Like, he takes out a quill and does like he's gonna roll a dexterity check, I'm gonna say. That's a 6. It's basically a stick figure with a triangle like drawn over it, but you get the rough idea that this guy was wearing like a fucking like blanket over himself.
Wow, his outfit's going to stand out, that's for sure, if we do see him. Let's go look for a hand tree.
Let's go. I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, you vacate his office, and you have an eyeball around, and it's actually really easy to spot. Like, you guys are used to Theron flora and fauna. So just seeing these incredibly exotic plants in coming out of one particular house, you're like, yeah, it's probably that one. And yeah, you see out of character palm trees and acacias and various other African flora, which would be southern continent flora in this particular case. And all of it looks, for lack of a better term, alien to you. I mean, it still looks like what it is, like trees and plants and things like that, but it's, especially to you, Xanthi, I guess, and the Acrons, it's very particular. But definitely the house, and you come up to this place and knock on the heavy brass doors. And before long, you hear the door open, and a singular large Hecaton Goliath just sort of steps out. His secondary arms having been the ones that opened the door, with his main arms just having been crossed. Yes.
I'm going to like slowly push Hilira forwards.
Hi, I'm Hilira. We're Tempest. The Maven just said you know magic and I know magic, and I would really like to see what the creepy man looked like. And so that I can try and find them and not have your kids die.
He takes a moment to basically drink in everything you just said. I will ask the mistress of the house. I will relay to her your words verbatim and let you know if she will see you. And he just basically, he's like full on lurching it from like Adam's family. He just steps back inside, shuts the door.
I should have asked if they were like the man of the house.
Yeah, to be fair, I should have thought that too.
I didn't. I kind of forgot.
I just assumed. Yeah, it's fine.
He was dressed in a fine but uniform chitin and other effects that gave you the sense of.
I think.
He gave you a sense of the help as opposed to necessarily a resident of the house.
Wow.
But about a few minutes later, he just steps out. The mistress will receive you in her antechamber. Please. He opens the door with his main arm, beckons you all inside. And this is Hilira. For you in particular, and secondarily for Bithynia, this feels a little bit more familiar. A lot of the places you guys have been to, from your perspective, Hilira, have been a bit, well, not drab, but you know, the tiles are cracked and it looks lived in. Some of the sort of more commoners' houses, in fact, it's straight up like just earth as the floor. But this is perfectly polished tiles, each one its own little mosaic of different patterns and colored tiles, and just layered on top of each other to create beautiful patterns lay across. This is finery that's familiar. The style of the mosaic tiles is different. but the quality is familiar. This is someone who has a few spare drachmi. But you are led to a, for lack of a better term, lounge with a lot of those Grecian-style leaning couches or lying couches. And you see a beautiful woman in her 40s slash early 50s with very long, very curly hair, like a shock of very curly hair that just cascades down her back. And it's almost also like quite big in how it sort of falls like that. And she's just leaning on one of these couches, casually snacking on some figs. Oh, hi, cuties. Now, please, have a seat.
I will
Fine.
stumble over and sit down.
Yeah, plunk myself down. Is there any wine?
Oh, of course, you need but to say so. Atreus? And the Hecaton Goliath carries a ornate silver jug that's smaller than you'd like, but does contain wine. This is, you're in quail eggs territory as opposed to haunch of pork, for lack of a better term, so...
I lean over to Hilaria and whisper in her ear, "Do I need to stick my pinky out when I drink this?"
Oh, you're
Only
so
if you want to.
Oh, you're so funny, Mr. What's your name?
Oh, Bokios, milady.
You're so funny, Bakios.
Oh my god, if you called forth the form of Janice.
Maybe.
Oh my god.
I was going more for Nanny Fine, but this also works.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Well, thank you.
But yes, okay,
good.
imagine you're looking at Janice.
Fabulous.
So, what can I do for you?
Well, Buckios, you want to take this away?
Oh, please, I love a man with big biceps. Just talking and talking.
Oh, sorry. Don't know why I'm feeling really embarrassed. Okay, right. So here's the thing, right? We got summoned here to deal with a. Oh, okay. I'll do that too. Listen, right? We got summoned here to deal with some dark, evil motherfucker that want to take 6 kids off into wherever and do some dark shit with them. Now, do you know anything about a potentially matching individual that you, and could you point us in the right direction?
Oh,
Please.
yeah. That nasty man.
Yeah, that nasty prick. We're gonna kill him.
Horrible fashion sense as well. Yeah, no, I saw him come into town. He was all weird and mysterious. Sorry, honey, I'm not the best with words. Probably a visual aid's gonna be the, most sensical thing. Atreus, you mind, clearing some space just so it doesn't, for lack of a better term, the animation doesn't clip with the, environment. And, Atreus basically just moves a few bits of furniture, and once there's what can be reasonably considered to be a stage, she will cast a major image. And, in keeping with the video game analogy, you get the sense that she may not have necessarily seen it from, like, up close and personal, rather a balcony, because, the sound is perfect, but the visual itself, out of character, feels a little polygonal. A lot of the in close-in-person detail isn't quite there because she simply wouldn't have been able to see it. She's recalling as best as she can. But you do see it's a long robe that just drapes over his face. Like, almost comically so. Sorry, don't. I'm just trying to see if I can think of a visual aid. Nope. So it literally just there's it's less of a robe, like now that you actually see it first person, and more just like a giant cloth that seems to have been fashioned and folded into the shape of a robe, but this thing is massive. It goes beyond his hands by like a good foot. It goes over his face, draped deep down. It looks like as he talks in this animation, he had to sort of arc his head slightly to just even get an eyeline. It seems like painstakingly just draped over his body. Like just smothering him, for lack of a better term. This long grey cloth. And he simply says, "This is the only part I really heard. I'm really sorry. Give me 6 children. Tie them to posts 100 feet from the city gates. At midnight on Inixios. Make this offering, and the rest of you shall be spared. Refuse, and none of you will survive." And then the animation just walks away, just straight up strolls away. And then it sort of gets to the edge of where it's about to run into a wall if he were a real figure, and then the major image gets cancelled out, as in she breaks concentration on it and dispels it. He kept walking for just until we lost sight of him in terms of on the horizon.
Which direction did he go then? Like outside the city, deeper into town? Where did he go?
Northwards. Backwards as the crow flies towards Melodies.
And what's out there? I mean, we came here by ship, so we didn't really come in that way. So what's out there? Where could he have gone? In your exalted opinion?
He's gonna roll a straight intelligence check. I will say +4. 11 for a total of 15. There's a few things that way. It really would depend on the direction he went and how far he kept walking. We could probably see him for a mile. And that's if we'd peered. I mean, as far as I can tell, the sentries, pretty spooked by this display, would have kept an eye on him for that much. So, assuming he kept walking in the same direction, he might have wound up along the coastline. So, Oxus is just before there's a little corner, for lack of a better term, in the land, as you sort of... And she casts Minor Illusion and produces a map of Theros. And, and you guys can also, if you wanted to, observe the Theros world map to, where Oxus is. As you can kind of see, it sort of has a slope before the land comes to a very loose point, and she points this sort of rounded corner that's about that long. That'd been about 10 miles away. Unless he changed direction, he would have wound up at the coastline along somewhere before that corner at some point. But if he did change the direction, the Theros Peninsula is all sorts of little forests, creeks, open fields, wilderness, and nasty shit too. we are below Glossian, so you would have eventually come across the path of Diocles, which you guys have heard of before as being the sort of wide road built by Glossian. Again, though, like, it was weird looking, but no one would have paid him mind if he kept to himself, so, you could have walked. It's been like 3 days, so he could have walked 50 miles or more if he just kept walking. I doubt it. I mean, that's a boring ass walk, but you know, I'm not a naturalist. I'm just kind of trying to extrapolate randomly here. I'm sorry.
No, Lani. You're doing absolutely fine. This is great. Now, when
Oh, you
if I was
sweet talker, you.
you know, you've got to show a decent lady some decent manners. Right. So,
Oh, don't charm me too much.
trust, fucking hell, Christ. Right, give me strength. Right. So here's the thing. Right. Why can't we just wait and ambush this prick when he comes back? Right. I mean, do you know if we could get hold of, let's say, 6 dwarves, maybe, and we could just lie in wait? Or do you know of any really delinquent parents that might be willing to, sacrifice their kids for the greater good in the town? That we could just put them there, wait, and then shave them at the last minute because we're pretty fucking badass.
Please tell me he's joking.
Can I ask you a personal question? Also, he's not joking.
Oh no, I'm not
Okay.
joking. I'm deadly serious. This is my serious face.
I don't know where you can find dwarves, and I'm fairly certain they'd find that offensive, but you're welcome to ask him if you find some. In terms of actual kids, I mean, people in this town got kids. I got a couple of teenagers myself, but, I mean, I wouldn't be willing to use my teenagers as, I mean, they're grumpy assholes, but they're mine and I love them. I wouldn't be willing to, use them as bait. If you find someone who's willing, then by all means, but, you know, as a mother, I can say that I'll cut a bitch before I put my kids in harm's way.
Totally understandable. Do
That's good.
you know a big illusion spell? Like, I read this spell and it's called Seeming, and it can make people look like different people. And our group Tempest actually has, from what I count, which is very good, 6 people. So I don't know if we have the spell within the group, but maybe you have the spell? Something like it?
That's a good thought, but to be brutally honest, no. I,
No.
yeah, I did attend the Decatia, but I did my, dissertation, or I specialized in transmutation. Turn things into other things. It's, what helped me be a good, businesswoman. I, was able to, turn cloths into colored cloths and things like that.
You can turn an adult into a child.
No, I could fabricate a, block of wood into like a wooden dummy that looks pretty realistic like a kid, but
Ooh.
anybody
That
looks
could work. That could work.
Oh, I have a really cool spell as well that could explode.
it's gonna be about as
Exploding.
animated as one of these busts or statues, so I mean it could work, but you're running a risk.
Well, here's the thing. I don't see any way we could lose, right? Because we do nothing. He's gonna come back here. He's gonna try and do some shit, and we're gonna kick his ass. Or we put these dolls in. He's gonna come up. He's gonna twiddle his little thumbsies. He's gonna go, "Oh no, these guys are dummies," and then we'll ambush him and we'll kick his ass. Either way, we're gonna kick his ass.
Also, alternatively, he's expecting to come back here, either
Mhm.
with his prize on offer or to cut loose, assuming he's not some crazy homeless person, of course. Taking the fight to him could catch him off guard if you have a way to find them.
I have multiple options, but we'll also be in his territory.
Well,
Don't know
we
if I
could,
want to do that.
if we know where he is,
Mhm.
we could lie in wait between where he is and here and catch him on the road.
We could. Can I turn and look at Xanthia for a quick minute? Because she's more like me. Can I look at her and like see if from a distance she would look like a child?
I genuinely don't know
What
what
exactly
role
are
to
you
ask
trying
for.
to do right now, Hilera?
Make a,
Well,
Um,
I'm just
make a perception check. And I'm gonna say also make a stealth check to not be weird about it.
I'm gonna be weird about it. That's a 17. I will
Uh,
roll stealth, but
if you squint
14.
and it is dim light minimum, maybe.
He's gonna come at midnight. We just tie Xanthia up, we tie me up, and then the dummies, and then we just all ambush.
Okay, look, far be it from me to question the seasoned adventurers, but I have some concerns about this plan.
Well, tell me.
Number one, it feels about as subtle as fluffing a pillow under the blanket and thinking that your parents won't notice that you've snuck out of the house.
Wait, that didn't work? Oh, my parents always knew.
They know.
They always knew. You're telling me.
I just have a mental image of a young buck just going, I fluffed a pillow. It's fucking foolproof.
Genius.
I mean, you'll
did we
do
want to
you.
try?
I just, and
Do we want to try this? Well, did you want to try and have a peek, Hilera?
I actually have 3 options. Because I have locate creature, locate object, which I could do on the cloak, or I could try scrying.
That's the one I was thinking. But I don't. If it goes badly, can they see you and they know what you look like?
I don't think they can. I think Pira knew that someone was scrying on Baragon, but
Okay.
didn't know it was me until she met me and she
Okay.
got a vibe.
Buckios, please roll an Arcana check for Bethany.
Because
Oh.
I was thinking, what if Bithynia used the Staff of Mirage and made you look like, I don't know, someone else, and then you
Well-
do the scry, and then if it goes horribly wrong, Mr. Bad Boy is going to go, I'm looking out for this stranger rather than you. I have no
Well-
idea if that actually makes any difference or not.
Sorry, yes,
Well,
Buckios?
she rolled a. Well, Bithynia rolled a 23.
Okay. Bethania's gonna say, everything I know about scrying suggests that even if someone can see the projection of the sight, it manifests as almost like a glass orb. The fact that Pyrrha was able to go deeper than that is something I've never heard of. Unless everything's changing and I missed something major.
Well, she was something. She was something else, I suppose.
She was something else. I don't think she wasn't supposed to be able to do that. So unless the rules have changed completely.
Well,
Then
we could always
just
go
scry
talk
away.
about it. Ma'am, may I scry in your abode?
Almost feels dirty. Nah, I'm kidding. Now you go right ahead, sweetie.
Okay. I will make a space and I will
Can
prepare.
I get you all, can I get anybody some extra locumadas?
Extra
What?
local what?
Locumades. So, you're presented basically with, these balls of fried dough that are basically soaked in honey. Babe, is that the
Oh.
right one? Did I get it right? Is it locumades that are that one?
Yeah, you got it right. It's Logmades, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I deliberately
Oh.
mispronounced it because this person has Janice's accent.
Fuck
But-
yeah. Oh. Oh my god, that's
These are-
fucking
They are
amazing.
drippingly sweet and they are fucking amazing.
Oh my god, that's so moist. Oh. I love
Like I
that
like the
word.
bowl that they were in. I kind of like drained the excess honey from the bowl into my mouth.
Hmm.
And she points to you, Scotty, and say, yo, you know what's up. You know how to party. Right, sorry, Hilaire, what are you doing?
What, we're
I'm-
distracting you?
I'm just prepping a scry ritual. I'm vibing. Which will take 10 minutes. So I'm just, while everyone's eating, I'm just.
Okay. What I will say, actually, is that as you are preparing the scry ritual, we're going to take a 10-minute break. I think I'm going to try to be better about breaks so that people can go to the bathroom and things like that. So let's reconvene at 9:25. And we'll begin with the commencement of the scry ritual. Cool.
See you back.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be back very shortly with more DC30's Mythic Odyssey of Theros. Now I should be able to just press the B right. Wow, that was a good way to resume. Apologies to anyone who's still tuned in. We're just getting ready to start up again. Just completing various bathroom breaks and grabbing some cake and things of the sort. Yeah. I still haven't properly started cosplay construction stuff yet, and I'm starting to get nervous.
Oh, no.
When is con?
End of May.
End of May.
Ah.
Don't worry, I'm sending you your stuff either tomorrow or Tuesday.
Oh no, sorry, no, that wasn't a thinly veiled any of that. Don't worry.
No, but you will get your shit. Don't worry, mate.
No, that's honestly the least of my worries because I know that will be, like that's not something I have to build. So that's why I'm not as nervous yet because more so than at least in previous years, the stuff I'm doing has a lot of pre-built stuff, which is a little bit of a weight off my mind. I'm also going to be doing Alexios again on the Sunday, so I'm just upgrading that one so I can get started on that. That being said, so I don't know, I'll see if I can grab it so you guys can appreciate this. I got my hands on 2 door-sized sheets of leather. This is real leather.
Ooh.
Damn.
I got like a thick one and a not so thick one, but like altogether they're like 4 by 2 meters, like
How
side
much?
by side.
How much did you spend that on that? Yeah.
I didn't have his headset on. How much did it cost?
Do you want to have a guess?
20 quid.
20 quid.
40 quid.
Oh.
Yeah, something that much you probably get for the ridiculously high amount or for barely anything.
Okay, so the second one, but you lowballed it a little too much, 70 quid.
That's actually a really good price for that much leather.
The kicker was untreated, I think is the word.
There it is.
So it's not like got that glossy, like weatherproof finish or anything like that, which is fine. Because I actually have the chemicals to do that myself, if I wanted to.
Nice. I finished my Percival gun today.
Oh wow.
Oh my god, that's brilliant. That's amazing.
Wow, is
That's
that...
got all the names on there, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's fantastic. Was that a print that you painted, or is that foam?
That's a print. There's no way that I could make something this precise out of foam.
I mean...
Plus, I managed to find a holster that would fit it as well, which I thought was amazing.
This is not meant to be a humble brag, but I probably could, like, next time, if you wanted to save yourself some time. I'm happy to return the favor. I'm pretty good with foam. I actually just ordered a tub of foam clay, and I'm kind of keen on experimenting with that. Need to try a few different things.
Yeah, man. Get on it.
Okay, so... So originally, like, I had a Kashaw cosplay planned if I was ever going to do a Critical Role cosplay.
Oh, sick, yes.
I've kind of put that to the wayside just because nobody knows who Kashaw is and we're on campaign 3 now. Like, as in, I don't know if I'm going to end up doing that. I still got the wig somewhere. And I've got the bits
Everyone
of
loves
it.
Kashaw's a great guy.
But I dismantled the breastplate. Partly because I disliked it and I would want to build it again. But I don't know if I'm ever going to do Kashaw. I've still got the spearhead I made for him. But anyway.
But that is sick.
When they did campaign 3, I said to myself, okay, I'm going to wait to see what Travis's official character is, and I'm going to see if I can cosplay that. And then I was like,
you're going to...
Never mind.
Well, here's the thing. You could do Bertrand Bell. I don't think you could get away with...
I don't think I could get away with Chetney.
With Chetney.
I either get a secondhand furry suit that I modify and do Wolf Chetney.
Yeah.
Or, although, I wonder, and this is a very tentative wonder, if with the proper makeup I could do Essek, but I don't know.
You could get away with Essek. Or you could do Aurum.
No, because there's a guy who's already doing Aurum in May. He's actually part of the Castlevania group. There's a guy named Luke. Really cool.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I don't know if I have the boyish charm that Aurum has.
Dude, you have a lot of boyish charm.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm gonna write that compliment for days. But without further ado, shall we resume?
Let us go.
Okay, we pick up where we left off with Hilira completing the scrying ritual. Now, you are familiar with the target. Let me have a quick just double check of the wording of scry, just to... Because you're familiar with the target, but you don't have as clear of a picture as you might expect, just because of the limitations of the illusion and the caster's own memory who witnessed the event.
From what I'm seeing in the spell, he would get a +5 because I know him secondhand, but he gets a -2 because I know his likeness and or picture. So he gets a +3.
Correct. Thank you very much. Okay.
Okay.
Wisdom save, I believe, right?
Let me check, but probably yes. It's why are my spells gone? Wisdom, yes, 17.
1 second. That's a 21 total. He rolled really high.
Barnet.
Unfortunately, you reach out and you hear a familiar voice say, "Let's see what we can have a look at, shall we, my dear?" But as you feel your mind traverse a great distance on fluttering winged sandals, you are repelled. It feels like running straight into a brick wall. You are repelled by a strong will, and you don't see anything.
I'm just gonna sit there for a little bit, just like, well, hail. I just have everybody like eating yummy food. I'm just like, really wanted this to work.
Bithynia, like, just very quietly just holds on the end of a fork a locomotus out, like, your mouth. Sugar makes everything better.
Very true. Well, it didn't work. He's very wise. So, that sucks. I
Well,
could try some other things, but
I guess we can try heading out in that direction, see if we find any tracks. I know it's been a while, but
in a while. Sorry.
it's been a long time.
It's like a fucking...
Where did that come from?
It's like a virus, I swear to god. It starts in Critical Role and it just has spread.
I forgot I didn't mute myself. I usually make these comments muted.
Please don't.
Yeah, no, please don't.
Agreed.
Keep that shit live. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It was
It's
the
been a
same
while.
Same with our one shot. Like, our brother was having this, Minos was having this moment with this box, and I just went, "What's in the box?"
Yeah.
It
I remember.
was so embarrassed.
That was great.
You know, I still replay that episode just to watch Bakios do the cacophonous scrape against the wall, just that particular moment.
Oh, that was funny as hell.
I'm sorry.
What's in the box?
I
Okay.
feel like we got derailed slightly. Your esteemed host says, "Oh, you're gonna head out? All right. Best of luck. Let me know if there's anything else I can help with."
All right.
She bids you adieu as you exit her abode with a warm farewell, and you guys are standing back out on the streets of Oxus. What would you guys like to do?
We could go investigate the way out where this prick went. See if we can find anyone on the sentry station, on the sentry towers that saw where he went.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Let's find him.
Okay, so you head to the sentry towers.
Yep.
Okay. You walk up to them. Not very hard to find. This is a very small village, and there are various different hoplites that are on duty, seemingly just manning different stations, quite lazily. So just it's another day, and they're at attention but at ease as they just observe their surroundings.
Oh there. Can we talk to one of you guys for a second? We got a few questions.
Turns. You're a Vakros.
I was, but not anymore.
I'll always have time for the esteemed warriors of Akros.
Warrior, yes. Esteemed. Don't know what it means, and probably not so much. Look. What was I didn't understand a single word of that.
You
What
heard Clothis say in your ear, "Quit while you're ahead."
Fair enough. Okay. God, you sound like my mum. Okay, cool.
Okay,
So,
this last one, I promise.
there you go. So, listen, chaps. Right. Okay. Do you remember when a creepy-looking motherfucker came through here, cloak a few sizes too big, asked for 6 kids, fucked off after the announcement? Do you remember seeing that prick at all?
First of all, hello, I am Paul Mark Arcturus. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Botch or Bukios or
Bakios it is. Or do you prefer Botch?
either or. Depends how drunk you are, mate.
Botch, then.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes, I remember. Well, as you can probably tell, we're more of a motley crew that guards this village, as opposed to any kind of standing army. We do our job, but it's not like we have a wide turnover, so yes, I was present.
Well, very good. Well, could you, assuming you weren't a little bit too drunk to remember this, right? Could you reach back into your noggin and find, or try to tell us where you saw that prick go after he fucked off? Because we're looking for this guy. We want to find him and we want to kill him.
We clocked him traveling north by northeast. We were able to observe him from the tower for approximately a mile before he disappeared from what is possible for the human eye to perceive.
Again, okay. Did he go in a straight line or?
Pretty much, he didn't change direction. He followed the road in that direction, which would have taken him north by northeast.
Nice. I pull out a silver coin to sort of hold up and say, "What's down there? What's down that road?"
He and you notice for the first time his sure there aren't that many hoplites, but each one of their armor seems especially ornate and gilded and quite fine. He simply very in a friendly, gentle way lowers your hand holding the silver coin, just says, "Please."
Right.
He politely declines the money, and no cash necessary for this information, and says, "There's a few different things, a couple of beaches, a Coastal cliff inlet. I think there's a small, not even forest is a kind where trees top out at like 10 feet tall, like a small little bush, basically. That's really it in that direction that I know of. It's mainly just sparse coastal wilderness.
Fine. I mean, thank you very much. Hope nothing else happens to you, and you can keep having a nice cushy job whilst having a cheeky drink. Yeah. I then turn to my chaps and say, look, look,
As you
guys,
say that, he responds, "Listen, my friend, I think you of all people can attest to the fact that consumption of alcohol does not inhibit one's fighting capabilities."
Oh hell no, brother.
You guys share,
Nice.
You guys share like a cheeky fist bump, but then you do turn to your allies and resume what you were saying.
Bosh. Right, chaps, here's the deal, right? I say we've got a couple days, right? From what I can tell, we've got a couple days of faffing around before the deadline. I say we go into the wilderness, see what's out there, and if anything attacks us, chances are it's to do with this prick. What do you guys think?
I mean, we could do that. Yeah.
Awesome, let's go. I'm ready to go right now. Oh, what about you guys?
There's no harm in us having a look.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go. Look, see. How long ago would this have been? This event? This if you said 3 days, I think 2 days.
2 days, I think.
So the
Interesting.
figure arrived on the preceding Inixios.
Oh, I see. So it was
Oh
a
wait,
week.
no,
Okay.
sorry, no, I did that. I said that wrong. Let me just having a look at the calendar. The figure arrived. So you haven't outright been told this information, but I'll retcon and say you have. The figure arrived at what would be considered Venerdos, or Friday. No, sorry, Kolinor, or Thursday.
Okay.
You guys are at Lince, which is basically Saturday. Wait, sorry, just doing my math in my head. My mistake. It's the figure arrived at Parolagor, or Wednesday. You guys are at Lince, which is Saturday, and the deadline was the next Inixios from when the figure arrived, which would be the coming Inixios, which is day after tomorrow.
Okay. Now, the ground outside, is it what is it? Grass? Is it sand? Is it mud? Is it dirt?
From where you are, it is sort of that Grecian coastline.
Okay.
So
So
let me see
sort of arid.
No, arid. Yes, it was in its. It's not like a lush wilderness, but
We're not going to be able to stealth through the forest per se.
Well, no. The question I want to ask is whether or not this guy would have left any tracks in the wilderness that I could track as a barbarian in the wildlands.
you could certainly try, but again, so if you guys refer to the play, is this gonna work? Hopefully, this works. Okay, perfect. So I'll turn on visuals. So this is obviously a IRL Greek town, but it would be a useful mood amalgam, or as in mood board of the kind of town
I
that
see.
Oxus is and the kind of surrounding landscape.
Okay, so outside of Oxus, there's no real loose terrain that would hold a lasting impression of a footprint.
There is some, like, as in outside of town, there is earth. It's just a
Yeah.
very thin layer upon the seaside rocks of earth, and
Fair enough.
the plants don't top out more than like a couple, the 10 feet tall trees every now and then, like cypress trees and things like that. Shrubs mainly. It's that kind of coastal grassland that is endemic to a lot of the Mediterranean.
Okay, grand. So in that case, seeing this, I would like to just head out in northeast, and see whether or not I can, casually scouting the ground, pick up any kind of trail that might have been made by somebody's cloak actually dragging along the floor, considering how voluminous this guy's cloak was.
Make a survival check.
Okay. Ooh, this is one of my best skills, +9. Oh, so 28, motherfucker! Natural 19. 28.
19 is our like go-to number, isn't it? Like we don't really get many 20s, but we do get a lot of 19s. That's our magic number.
Yeah. So 28.
It's
Critical 19.
Critical 19. I love it.
It's very faint. But as opposed to outright tracks, what you catch is the absence of the same level of abundance of, loose twigs and pebbled stones, and there's an area where they're just not there in the same quantity, but only just. But you've been in the wilderness long enough that you are just in tune with these sorts of variances. And
Nice.
you pick up on this subtlety, and it does, the more you concentrate on it, look like a large, flat something, potentially even a shroud, dispersed the debris upon the ground enough to differentiate it from the rest of the ground. In a
Nice.
clear line.
Okay.
Clear to you.
Alrighty. So I would love to. I sort of give everyone a cheeky grin and say, right, chaps, inside the city I'm a bit useless, but out here I got this. Follow me. And I just walk confidently in this trail.
Okay. You confidently, with that roll, I'll say that for the better part of 2 miles, you were able to determine this trail.
Can I roll to see if I can see the trail that he's following?
Make a survival
That's all.
check. Survival or perception. Your choice.
25. Hey.
With
That was
him
an 18 plus 7.
Yeah, with him pointing it out to you, after a couple of minutes, you start to see it as well.
Cool. And I'll kind of stay. I'll kind of move maybe like second in the marching order, kind of semi-validating Buckyos as he goes through and takes that route and go, yep, that's right, and we'll kind of make away.
Awesome. Yeah. Follow that as far as we can lead it then.
It only comes to an end because the earth upon the ground comes to an end as you reach more of a rocky scape that is barely a couple 100 feet from the shoreline.
Okay.
And in fact, let's see if I have something chambered.
If you're playing the Rocky theme song now, that's the only right thing to play right now.
No.
Ah.
Oh wait, I feel like I had a... There we go, that's actually a better one. Okay, way more tropical than I had hoped. But you basically arrive at coastal clifflands. They're not like terribly tall cliffs, like I think the highest one is like about 50 feet or so, but you're sort of in that kind of environment.
Hmm.
What
So-
it just stops entirely then?
It doesn't stop entirely, but it's not far from stopping entirely. Basically, you lose the trail as you run out of earth and start to hit sort of rocky landscape. that
Okay.
is not that far from, is like a couple hundred feet from where the land ends and the
Okay.
cliff-like coast begins.
So, has there been any variation in the direction, or has it literally just been a straight line as soon as he left the town Oxton?
Weirdly, it's been pretty much a straight line.
Okay, then I say, look, chaps, let's just keep on going in this direction and see what we see.
I mean, unless we have another way to.
Screw it, I'm using this one.
Hilira, you haven't got a way to detect people or anything.
Yeah. Well, I can locate things. I also have a wild card. Could send them a
Wild
message.
Sure.
Not sure.
Just be like, yo, we got the kids.
Bithynia says,
I have a feeling.
I feel like that's either a really good idea or a really bad idea.
Or I could just be like, hi, so what's your problem? Do you need help? Do you need assistance? Like, where are you right now?
Are you able to locate a specific, like him, or him specifically, based, or do you have to choose? Like, how does the spell work?
Well, I have two spells I could use. I have locate objects, which I could put on the cloak, and then if the cloak is within 1,000 feet of me, I'll get like a little mind ping. I could also do locate creature, which is also within 1,000 feet, but then it's just the creature, so I don't really know.
Would it be? Can he be the creature without knowing what he is?
I don't know. I'd probably have to
Okay.
ask the DM.
Fair enough.
You
The
don't know.
robe one. The robe one's
I
a
don't
great shout,
know.
though. The robe one's like locating his robe. That seems pretty trap free.
I mean,
Because it's not him. I don't think he'd see that. I think.
Yeah, but he'd have to be within 1,000 feet of me. I don't know if we feel like.
Well, the
He
tracks
is.
are about to stop, so if he's not, then we could just keep walking in the direction. What? You think that way, Bacchus?
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah.
So we could see if he's within 1,000 feet now, and then walk 2,000 feet or so. Try again.
Bithynia says, maybe we walk until we run out of options, just in case we get lucky.
Yeah, I'm good for that.
Okay,
I love a simple walk.
give it a go.
Alright, you guys continue walking towards coastal, and the water gets closer and closer, and before you know it, you're basically walking along the cliff sides. Who's leading the charge? Is it still you, Bacchus?
Do me.
I'll say make another survival check.
Hell yeah.
Can I assist him?
Yes, you can.
Oh, so does that mean I get advantage?
Yep.
Well, that's 25. Got a 16 and a 14 plus 9.
Okay, so, Hilira, as you're having a discussion back and forth with Bacchus and Xanthia and Amalia about when to cast a spell, what is the most appropriate course of action in terms of, like, should you cast this spell versus that spell, you guys hear just Bacchus, as you're having this discussion, that gets a bit animated at one point, you just hear Bacchus say, hey guys,
Hey guys.
I don't think we're gonna need to cast a spell, and you just see Bacchus pointing at a small but visible little cave, like little coastal, like that's at the waterline, as in the ocean is going into it. Just
Very suspicious.
at the bottom of this cliff that you guys are standing on. So like there's like a little, you're able to see it because the land sort of does a little bend and like twist to it. So, like leaning over slightly, it's just on the little inlet of this part of the cliff that has eroded away a bit more, creating a internal depression.
I'll admit, I'll concede that. Yeah, fair enough.
Cool.
So, do we sneak in?
Well, here's the deal, right? This is underwater already, so how good of a swimmer are you? Because it's not a case of sneaking; it's a question of swimming.
Very good. Thank you for asking.
Oh, what? Listen, Xanthia, we all know that this is where you hardcore flex, okay? Could you actually scout it out for us and check to see whether or not it's safe? Because if anyone can sneak in or in and around water, it's you.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Xanthia. You're so kind and generous.
Should we
Uh,
send someone with you, Xanthia? I think, doesn't the cloak give you something cool, Bithynia, with like water?
That is an excellent question.
That is
Not
an
it
excellent
Gives
question.
a swimming
Something-
speed.
I think her swimming speed is the same as her like walking. I don't know. I just think I read something about it.
I will add
There
the
was
cloak and attune
was
to it
once-
because I don't think that's been done yet.
There was
Uh,
once an amazing cloak. Not this
Oh,
cloak.
I'm not seeing a cloak in her
to
inventory at the
this
moment.
day, I regret giving you that cloak.
Does the cloak also add like water breathing abilities?
Okay,
I
I've
mean,
added
that
the
might
I have
be.
added the seafarer cloak. You get a swimming speed equal to your walking speed while wearing the cloak, as well as proficiency with water vehicles and navigation tools. Okay, that is very much the case. Yeah, okay, I'll come with you, Xanthia.
Right. Then shall we leave right away?
Cool. Ali, I will ask you to continue to just be behind the wheel if that's all right for the mechanical.
Yeah, that's fine.
Super.
Okay.
You watch as
So-
Bithynia, she hikes up her chitin slightly and does like she ties a knot into the main part, unfastening a thing so that basically she turns it into a crop top, like the top half of her scholarly robe, and then just undoes a series of stitches on one side of her dress and then creates like basically a slit in the side of her leg, and just like with a bit of fastening turns it into like a as close as you can get to a dress that is fit for swimming. Was that random roll, Scotty?
Have I rolled?
I just saw Scotinos 3.
I don't know.
Okay, never mind. Must not have been
Have I rolled something?
on my iPad. But okay, if you didn't roll, then you didn't roll. No worries. So it's...
Oh, no, that was you're looking at the 3 and 15 that I rolled for the 2d20s when it was for me and Amalia on. I forget what it was when you wanted everyone to roll a d20.
Flippin' heck.
That was a while ago.
Flippin' heck,
That's
my
fine.
iPad is like Slowpoke.
Yes. No,
Anywho,
not rolled anything.
so the two of you, Xanthia and Bithynia, you both... You find yourselves under the water, and you swim into this little inlet cave, and it's only about 10 feet wide. And it slopes down quickly, and immediately you find yourself underwater.
Yeah. Are you sure you're okay? Can you breathe? Can you? That's bad. Okay, let's get you out of here.
You guys come up for air. What I was gonna say was, I can hold my breath for about 2 minutes, so we'll have to be fast, but we might be able to do something about that, unless somebody has a way to make us breathe water. I don't.
Once I did once, but it's gone. I can't do it anymore.
You're not there. Like you guys, they're like 50 feet down in the water, just like treading water at the cave entrance. But
Oh, did we not? So we didn't all go to like the where you jumped in. We all stayed up. Okay, fine. In
well,
which
they're like
case-
50 feet away, and unless you guys are shouting, you guys wouldn't be able to hear.
Oh
them.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're fine with that, we can also just try to be quick. But I really don't want to endanger you.
Do I have anything that can help with this? He's gonna just fish through his spells for a moment. I mean, no, that wouldn't be of any help to, I can cast Freedom of Movement, but only on myself. I was gonna say if I could cast it on anybody else, maybe I could, you know, give it to someone who can hold their breath longer than I can, but unfortunately, I think it's gonna be a case of it's gonna just have to be me. I'll do my best. She'll call out, does anybody have any potions of water breathing?
Nope.
Alright. She takes 12 deep, quick, hyperventilated breaths to saturate her brain with oxygen and then dives.
And I follow her. And then I swim ahead because I think it probably
Very well. Sorry, say that again, Tamara. You kind of I lost your audio slightly.
I can farther than she can and also have their AC.
Right.
To protect her.
No worries. So, why don't I just quickly activate the map? Since it's just the two of you, I will remove the others from this setup. Okay, so the rest of you don't need to bother too much with Foundry. You won't be able to see too much, but... Oh wait, Ali, you won't... Okay, I'll have to describe it to you, Ali. Just...
Let me. I'll log out and log back in as Bithynia.
Okay, makes sense. So I'll go ahead and activate that. Let me just quickly pull up my notes.
Look at me. Look at me. I am Bithynia now.
So the cave itself has short ceilings throughout. The tunnels are no higher than they are wide as you snake your way through. You touch your hand to the side and you feel solid rock. Most of the floors are made of rock too, especially except where silt is collected. And as you're swimming along, you find that even your fantastic dark vision and Bithynia's Eyes of the Fiend, I think it's called, which lets her see forever uninhibited in the dark, are held back. The water in here is murky. Even with your capacity to see in the dark, your vision is restricted up to 10 feet in front of you.
I'm going to suggest you lead on Xanthia.
You can see more cave ahead of you, but, yeah, Bithynia's behind you. You can see more cave ahead of you.
No. Surviving.
Quick note. Can I get Ali as Bithynia and Xanthia, Mara to both roll initiative.
Oh shit. Okay.
Just really quick, just...
Love
4.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
9.
So, this effect happens first.
Oh.
The red algae that lines this tunnel, that has just been casually swaying in the breeze, or in the oceanic current, all of a sudden snakes out towards you guys, animated all of a sudden, and these red plant tendrils snake out towards you guys. It's gonna make an attack roll towards you first, Xanthia. Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
You take...
You've come across these before.
13 points of bludgeon damage as it puts a vice-like grip on your arms, and you are restrained.
Oh.
Bithynia does a 21 hit.
Oh yeah.
Same thing.
Can I take a reaction to cast Shield Other?
Yes you can.
I will do that then.
Shield Other is one of the homebrew spells from DndUnleashed, who is responsible for the elements and beyond, and Scotty's subclass, just for the record.
Nice.
So that would add a +5 bonus to yes, AC.
That would make my AC 20, so it'd still hit.
Okay, so Bithynia takes
Nice
10
try.
points of bludgeoning damage and is restrained. Cool, you guys are
Okay.
currently restrained. But it is your turn.
I'm on. Okay.
So, I believe
you're
Xanthia
good.
was first with the 9. Can't hear you tomorrow. Oh no.
We've lost her.
I mean, to be fair, they are underwater, so it's only fair they just do sign language
Oh,
for
yeah,
the next few minutes.
So, quick note for Bithynia/Ali. You can use one spell's worth of verbal components, and that will expel all the air in your lungs, and the next turn you will be drowning.
Oh yeah. Quick question: is this where we are right now? Is the water floor to ceiling?
Yeah, you guys are completely submerged.
Oh shit. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I've got to try and figure out what the hell I'm gonna do.
I am very glad not to, you're back. I'm very glad not to be taking the reins of Bithynia this session.
If I kill Bithynia, I'm never gonna live this down.
I just used all
No.
of the spell slots, so you know that's in comparison to small potatoes.
She's a fucking warlock. She only has 2
Okay,
spell slots.
I can hear you again, Tamara. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know what was wrong with my mic, but I would like to break free from my restraint thing. Is that a strength check?
Make a strength check.
Or-
Or dexterity, your choice. But I assume strength.
Strength, yeah. That's a 9.
That's a fail. You are still restrained. Anything on your bonus action?
Can I do anything on my bonus action? No. Nope.
Okay.
Nothing on my bonus action.
Bithynia. Or Ali.
Okay. This might sound really, really strange, but hear me out on this. I would like. What's the lowest level I can do this? No, it's always max level because Warlock.
Yep.
Okay, I've never played a Warlock before. I would like to hex Xanthia. Trust me on this. This is genius. This is exactly the way a magic user would do this.
Okay.
Okay.
Does Hex have verbal components?
Oh shit, it does. Got verbal, semantic, and material.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know how to do this. That's got everything she does has fucking verbal components. Apart from misleading, that's good. I can mislead them.
She can
No,
say,
Jeanette-
she make everyone think that she's fine.
Oh my goodness.
You have one thing you could do.
I'm gonna look as well.
I'm
Eldritch
looking-
Blast.
I get rid of the plants, I suppose, but
Okay. The only thing else that I could potentially do is Mordenkainen's private sanctum. I'd place us essentially in a pocket dimension outside of the realm of water.
I don't think that's what it does.
I know. Sound can't pass through the barrier, but yeah, the barrier will appear as dark and foggy. Sensor, yeah, it's a thin shield.
It's privacy mode, the spell.
Yeah, essentially. I'm just trying to think what I can do. Okay, well, while I've still got air in my lungs, then I'm going to spend an action and try and break free of the vines.
Make a strength or dexterity check.
Dexterity, it is. Ooh,
So athletic-
17.
17 just succeeds.
Oh, fuck yeah. So Bithynia, tears at the vines, breaks herself free. She starts swimming over next to where Xanthia is.
Okay, anything else in your turn?
As a bonus action. My bonus actions are shit. That's Xanthia. Oh, that would have been really, really cool if it hadn't been a verbal thing. No, sorry, I've got nothing else on my turn. I'm still holding my breath.
Okay, top of the initiative order, it's going to make another attack roll against you.
Okay, bring it.
16 to hit?
Is
No, wait, sorry.
Xanth-
Yeah, 16, sorry.
Yeah, but is Xanthia's spell increasing my AC still active?
No, but she could expend another spell slot if she wanted to.
Because 16 would hit, but that spell would save me, meaning that I would be able.
In that case, I will do that.
Okay. So yeah, that
I
would
should
miss.
mention as well, you sense it, Xanthia. You could... So these things, they're restraining you, but not enough where you're immobilized. You could potentially make an attack roll against them. You gather as part of... in an attempt to free yourself. So, do you attempt to cast Shield Others, Xanthia?
Yeah, that would be a reaction.
Okay,
so...
in that case, that misses. These tendrils snake out towards you, but they encounter boom, like a bubble barrier, and they just heartlessly bounce off. Xanthia, it is your turn.
Then I will try to hit it with my trident.
Okay, make an attack roll.
First thing, does a 20 hit?
Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That would be 6 damage.
Like a razor through facial hair, you just shear this entire length of kelp, and they just lifelessly fall to the ground. You are free.
And for my second attack, can I attack the one that is grappling Bithynia? Or like
Well,
restraining
so
her?
nothing's restraining her at the moment. There is more kelp around that looks ready to snake out at you.
Yeah, then I'm just gonna attack that one.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
17 plus 8, that is... I can't do math. 20
Hits.
something to hit.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
That would be a... Wow. 14 damage.
Yeah, once again, you just sever a large swath of this for clearing up about 10 feet around you guys of this kelp. It's dangerous, but very easy to slaughter, very easy to kill. And the rest of it seems to try and snake out of you, but it can't quite reach you guys. So you're kind of sort of staring it down as it goes further into this cave.
Yeah. Like,
Well, see, I'm still holding my breath. I'm basically, this is your terrain. I'm letting you take the lead here. There's no spell that I can cast as Bithynia that would allow me to have any breath in my lungs at all. That's useful. I would immediately start drowning.
have any damaging spells?
I do. I have many. I've got
How
a
long
really
have you
good.
been swimming?
Well,
what?
two rounds, so I'd say about 12 seconds so far that we know of. But then, how long have we been in? How long have I been underwater so far, DM?
About a minute.
About a minute. So I've got about half my time left. I do have a spell
It
that
was
could
more
work.
that if you cast a spell, you only have like 2 rounds left after that.
Right.
And
Oh,
you
then I'll
have-
roll death saving throws to basically stave off drowning.
Yeah, so even casting a spell wouldn't be.
I'll say as well, Bithynia is about starting to do the calculation in terms of how much she needs to travel to get back out of here and reach air. And she's sort of riding the line in terms of travel time to go
Yeah,
for it.
I'm.
Just
No,
wanna
then
kind
you're
of
starting to like
get-
want to get out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll gesture to you that, yeah, maybe let's turn around.
Get out. All right. Yeah. As Bithynia though, would I be able to quickly think about this and say, is the tide high or is the tide low?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh hell yeah! Oh my god, I never roll with high intelligence. This is great. That's a 24, another natural 19.
Tide's low.
This is oh fuck yeah.
This place
we're
is
getting in here.
underwater. Hello, high water is
Okay, in that case then, realizing this, Bithynia would be like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And he's gonna start swimming back towards the entrance.
I'm gonna follow you. Do we just return to the group to inform them?
These guys. Yeah, that probably is for the best. I mean, I saw Halira conjure that wave. Maybe she has other ways of surviving underwater, even if we have to wait a day. I'm useless otherwise.
Oh, no, you're not useless. You came back, didn't you? You survived.
Cool. So
That's
they
pretty fucking
relay to the
awesome.
rest of the group what they saw down there, and Bithynia's like,
we've come across them before. Only you remember those. They were by the remember that castle that we wanted to take for our own, and then got scared off by that big bush. It was the same place that we were getting the stuff from that old shrine. You know, when we had to go over the wall, and they said, "Oh, you shouldn't go over here because everyone goes over there." And then there was Minotaurs, and then there was that castle on its own little outcropping to the south, and then underneath that there was those things you've described.
Amalia says, "Oh yeah, I remember."
The way we stopped those was we got rid of all the water. So because then they couldn't really, because they were only able to travel because of the water. So if the water was gone, they just kind of sit limp.
Or I mean, Xanthia, you were able to slash them, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we just keep slashing?
I mean, I could do that.
I don't need to talk to Slashy Slash, so I can come with you.
Also, if you didn't like the water.
I like keeping you guys safe more than I hate the water. Bethany says, Healer, I hate to shoot in the dark, but do you have anything that could maybe, I don't know, you were able to create that wave. Can you use that spell to, I don't know, part the water in the cave or something? Create bubbles around our heads?
Well, I think I maybe could do that, but I didn't pick that today. So I'll probably have to do a sleep for that. Um, then you're very smart. Could you look up while you were in the tunnel thingy bobbers underwater?
Or we can
Was
water
there
tank
like
somewhere.
air at the top, or was it?
We only went a small way in. There was definitely more to go forward. There wasn't any in the area I saw.
Okay, because I also can do another spell where we could essentially walk on water. But then we'd have to have like a space where we could, walk.
Bithynia joking says, "Oh God, would that like, if there's no surface, would that like just plant us against the ceiling, unable to move? God, that'd be the saddest death ever."
Probably. Yeah. Death by smush. That's.
Hey, some people pay good money for that.
Know if that would be enough to like guard the existing water.
If
I've
we
actually
found,
tried that.
if we're able to get someone that can cast the what I used to be able to do, which I guess I was that subconsciously eager to never get in the water again, that I lost the power to do it. But if someone was able to cast breathe, water breathing and put it into the helmet we have, then we could use that. We could come back out here and use that.
Bithynia thinks for a moment and says, "Wait a minute," and she just thinks for a moment. If I can get a copy of water breathing, I can cast it whenever we want.
Scroll of it.
Yeah. Or copying it from someone's book. She thinks, we might have to double back real quick, but I might be able, if we can run back. Hilira, you're fast. Oh, right, just realized that. Yeah, that no longer necessarily appropriate. Alright, we've lost Villa temporarily, so we may see about that. I mean, how long did it take us to get here? An hour?
About that.
I'm not gonna say the day's young, but it's only noon? Hilira, you're fast, right?
Wait, what? Yes, I'm very fast.
How quickly do you think you could run back to town? To Kreesa's house. Ask her if she has a copy of the water-breathing spell that I can just transcribe. You can tell her I'll give it back and everything.
Well, I can run pretty fast.
If what level spell is? You know what? I should know this because I used to do it.
Couldn't you just
Water
send a
breathing is
message,
a third level
maybe?
spell.
Why don't if Hilira does that, Hilira can take the helmet as well, and if she doesn't have that capability, but she can cast it at the helmet, and then we have it in the helmet, and then we have that. I mean,
That's a good strategy. I don't, near as I know, I don't have to unattune to it for you to take it away from me.
that said, if for any reason the thing that's in there, it's the thing that terrified me when we were underwater. If anything can dispel magic, it's not a good time. But that's
Right.
probably the best option we've got.
Healer, see if she has the copy of the spell. transcribed. If she doesn't have it transcribed, see if she can cast it into the helmet. Failing that, I guess we'll come up with something else. That's probably going to be the best strategy.
Okay. I will take the helmet under my arm and I'll start running.
And she basically boom, like not straight up sonic boom, but triple dashing. If you do that at 60 feet, you cover 120 feet per round. No, not even 180 feet per round.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically get back in about 15 minutes.
Cool.
In the interim, I think we'll kind of set up a shop in, like maybe a bit, so we've got visibility of the cave entrance, but we're not immediately just like standing there. So like if it pops out while we're here, it doesn't immediately see us.
Okay. You guys do such a thing. Bithynia, just whilst you have this minute, will ritual cast the dome, just because you can.
Oh, in fact, I asked Bithynia, could you create the hallucinatory terrain so we have a little alcove that we can just sit and watch from within?
Dong! Done. Ali, would you mind marking off the charges on the Staff of Illusions?
Yep.
I believe it's 5 hallucinatory terrain, but I could be
Yep.
wrong.
Yep.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not allowed. I can't.
I think I can.
Yeah.
She had a long rest recently, so it should have been. Oh, we gained 1d6 plus 4, so she had 3 charges used, but they would have all been gone.
That's okay.
I can't either, but yeah,
That's
so
okay,
it would
I
be up
can
to
do it.
5 in total.
Yeah, she's got 5 left.
Okay, so I will mark off 5.
That
Cool.
seemed like a fair call, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's one other thing I need to quickly do, because she has that ritual caster feat, but I don't think she added the previous 2 spells. Anyone remember? So back in the cave, just while we have a second, manage character and levels. I can't remember. It was Tensor's floating disc was one of them. Sorry to do this now, but it's just otherwise I keep forgetting. Yeah, ritual caster was so.
Some more phalanx.
That's not Oh, wrong one. Tensor's floating disc, and the other one was. I must have the notes somewhere. It was Unseen Servant. It was definitely Unseen Servant. I just remembered that. Okay, so Hilary, you knock on the door, and the lady opens. Says, "God, sweetie, you look like you ran a mile."
Cause I did. It's fine. I'm good. Do you have the spell called water breathing? I'm a little bit.
All right, what kind of crazy sex party are you guys planning up there? Cause water breathing, let me tell you something. From my college days, it ain't all it's chalked up to be. Sorry, I swear you.
Well, we kind of need it.
I swear you said water breathing.
Oh, that would be a fun spell.
You'd think so,
Breathing.
but the water somehow makes it
inhaling.
worse.
Yeah, it like the suction is kind of like vacuum, Ooh.
Also, it like washes away
yarn
all the
for that.
lubricant, so it's like chafing, and it's not nice. I was a very drunk college student. Anyway, water breathing. Give me a moment. She just
Okay.
just flicks through a spellbook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll for it.
Cool.
13's enough. Oh yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, water breathing is transmutation, so she would be far more likely to have it. So yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, towards the back. I'm not much of a recreational swimmer, so I don't exactly use this a whole lot. But yeah, sure. What do you need it for?
Well, okay. There are 2 options. Either you cast it into this helmet, so person, Bithynia, can cast it, and then we can all breathe underwater, and we can kill the baddie, and then all's well in the world. Or you give me the spell so that she can copy it, and then she has it, and then I'll return the book afterwards to you.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh. But
So cute.
Don't worry, the DC. Your cuteness is factoring into the DC.
That's an 11.
Only because you did it in that voice. Ah, God damn it! I can't say no to that little cherub chin of yours. All right. And she just, with a singular long painted nail, slices the page out of her book. Just. If you can, please do bring it back. Like, I'm not gonna get up in your ass if you fail to bring it back. Just if you can, I'd greatly appreciate it. Just because, you know, these things are a pain in the ass to retranscribe. You know, you every time, like, it's kind of like you gotta, whenever you bring someone back and you gotta spend the, like, gold worth of diamonds. Like, this costs gold to, like, transcribe and stuff. Gotta use special links, so, you know, if it's not too much trouble, unless some calamity happens, if you can bring it back, here you go.
I totally don't understand. Could you also cast it into this helmet just in case?
You're lucky you're cute. Alright, give me back the page because I need a 3-part tutorial every time I cast a spell because I'm a wizard. And she'll cast water breathing once into the helmet.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I'll tell Buckios about this and I'll...
You're too good to me, sweetie.
Only for you.
And once again, boom. So, 32 minutes after she's left, you guys see her winding back down the road, just full on like the road runner when Wally Cody watches them coming like towards him. Just like that plume of smoke that gets like dust trail that gets bigger and bigger, and before you know it, and Hilaro's ran up to you guys with a neatly rolled up piece of paper in her hand.
That was a lot of cardio, but I did it. It's in the helmet, and I got the paper here, Bithynia.
You want some water, honey?
I think she's so exhausted, she's frozen.
Oh, no, she just reanimated.
Okay, there she's moved back. Oh, nope.
Oh, I'm not back.
Okay. Just wondering, does Bithynia... It's Bithynia. I will say this one time she has the inks necessary to transcribe it. And it takes her... So I believe we're 6 hours?
Yeah, because we haven't got the magic quill that makes things faster yet.
Okay. Alright.
Or did we buy... We never bought that quill. We
Right.
said, oh, we wanted it, but we never got it.
Bithynia,
Yeah, 6 hours.
Bithynia says,
and 150
couple
gold.
options. I can transcribe this now, and it'll take me about 6 hours to do so. Or we use the spell in the helmet, and we go now.
If we wait, you can do that. You have that spell forever, right?
Yeah, basically. It takes 11 minutes to cast, or 10 minutes and 6 seconds, but we have that forever.
I mean, I don't see there being a problem with waiting unless everyone wants to go. See, I think probably we've got time before it comes out and makes his way back. So if it doesn't think it doesn't know we're on its way, so I would say do it and write it in, but it's up to what everyone else thinks, I suppose. Or what you think with it. I mean, you're the one that will be turning down keeping the spell if you go now.
I mean, I'm a fast writer, but I'm not a tactician. I would defer to He gestures to you, Bacchus and Xanthia. You guys, what do you think? Press the advantage or wait? Still will have this spell forever.
I mean, Scotty
How-
does have a point. He's not
how
expecting us, so we have time.
As long as I
Correct,
can keep
uh,
up this hallucinatory terrain, we should be safe, unless he sees through it, but... yeah, who knows?
we have faith in. I have faith in you. Yeah, let's keep the spell forever. Free spell, right? Who doesn't love free?
And
We can
It might
keep an
come in
eye
handy
from
later
here
on.
and see if anything comes out while we're waiting, while you're scrying, and not scrying while you're
Bribing.
scribing. Yes.
that's a good call, and, especially because, we got lucky that Creasa was only the short distance she was. If if in future we're, like, out in the Siren Sea or something like that, or somewhere where we're shit out of luck because nobody else is coming to us, and we need to breathe underwater, we, like, imagine if Creasa weren't here for this particular situation. Yeah, I think we should risk it.
If Creature wasn't here, our only option would have been to wait until the creature came out and then attacked it on the way, which we may still do if we don't want to go in. If we go in and go, oh, this seems bad, but either way, this gives us the chance to go through. Though once we're down there, we've got to be real care. Ooh, was water breathing a concentration spell? I don't think it was.
No, it's not.
No, it's just something that could be dispelled. That's all. Okay. It'll be fine.
And it's
What's
24
supposed to
hours
happen?
as well, so we're basically smooth sailing once I got this going. But you know what? No, I was gonna say something dumb. Don't worry. I was gonna say I can always recast it if it does get dispelled, but I don't think anybody can hold their breath longer than 10 minutes.
That's what the helmet's for. The helmet is our emergency. That's our life. That's our life helmet.
All right, I'll get started right away. And I will say that 6 hours and 10 minutes later, you guys keep a diligent watch, and nothing goes in or out of that cave. 6 hours and 10 minutes later, the hallucinatory terrain would have expired by this point, but the dome's still up, so...
It's 24 hours, isn't it?
Hallucinatory terrain? I trust, so...
I might be wrong.
I thought it was 1 hour. That's okay. We can say that the 6 hours passed by...
24 hours, yeah.
Okay, 6 hours passed by without event. Bithynia transcribes it into her ritual book, ritual casts it, and you all of a sudden feel like a slight sucking sensation. Like you're breathing normally, but you're distinctly breathing more through your mouth, just on instinct right now. Alright, I think we're good to go. And one after the other, unless you tell me otherwise. Spluff, 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 spluff. You all dive into the water. And resume your descent. Passing by the algae that Xanthia slashed before, as you enter this long winding underwater tunnel, you see further algae, a little further down, still alive and well. Itching to reach out towards you. It sort of seems to sway, but Xanthia, what you noticed this time, and so does Bithynia. What seemed like innocent swaying in the water currents is now sort of trying to suss you out and just waiting for an opportunity to strike.
Can I
Could
get...
I-
Oh, God, sorry, you go.
I mean, my trident has like a 10-foot reach. Could I try to poke ahead, basically, to slash them?
Not even gonna make you roll because they can't reach you, but you can reach them. And Bithynia is also like Okay, fuck these things. Because you can talk underwater now.
Eldritch Blast.
Between Eldritch Blast and the polearm, you're able to carve out the rest of these algae bit by bit. And I will get the rest of the tokens in here just for a moment or so. Bacchios, Bithynia, Hilira, Skotinos, and Amalia. Bacchios, it's still pitch black. And Skotinos, sorry. It's still pitch black. Hilira too, sorry. Anybody who doesn't have dark vision, it's still pitch black.
Light? Anyone?
I'd love to, but I'm not the one to ask.
You do catch Bacchios trying to light a torch for like a moment before he's like, right, that's on me.
Right, yeah, I get it.
I'm gonna stab my wrist, rub some blood in my eyes, and cast dark vision. And then I will say, who else can't see? And then look around and I can help everyone see if you don't mind me poking you in the eyes.
Nope, Scotty, poke me in the eye.
Okay.
That's the episode title.
It's got the sensation, you know, when if you ever wore contacts and someone just like moves your contacts a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
that kind of like
all.
just kind of like puts in place. Yeah, that will last for 8 hours. Anyone else?
I'll also move over to Xanthia and stare deeply into her eyes again for a minute to give you a gift of alacrity.
Just make out with her.
Again?
No, I'm kidding. Okay, so Xanthia, you can add a +8 to your initiative rolls.
Yay.
I may need to revisit that piety ability just because it is quite strong, but that's a conversation for another day.
It's a D8.
No,
Not
sure,
8.
but so when I gave you that, I thought it was for
It's
the...
great.
It lasts 8 hours, and it's all initiative rolls during that time, which is a bit bonkers, so I might do a revision where you can only have one instance of that version of the spell up at a time or something like that, just because otherwise, depending on your charisma score, it's like a flat increase to the whole party, but... For another...
Well, my charisma sucks, so it's all good.
See, that's what makes me think maybe it's okay, maybe I don't need to revise it right this moment. Either way...
If you want to, totally do.
Either way, question for another time. I will absolutely give it fair consideration, and if it's ultimately not gonna break anything, I'll leave it as is. But either way, Bacchios, do you also request dark vision?
Yeah, sure. I would love to be able to see what I'm doing for now.
Cool, quick second.
Alright, here we
just
go.
To reset the fog.
Can I grab you by the head in the darkness, and then you feel me kind of like on one eyelid at a time, kind of like pry your eyelid open, and then boop you in the eye, and like kind of smear, and then I give you vision on one, and then on the other, and then that's it.
Okay.
We're going to do that next time.
So that gives you how much? Okay, well, so either way, it would still just be, because the water is as murky as it is, you can still only see about 10 feet around you. I'll do the same for Hilira.
10 feet is better than no feet.
Oh, a second, I deeply apologize.
Did every man with a foot fetish ever?
That's pretty good, not gonna lie. Oh, shit, I forgot to restrict Amalia's vision. Okay, so that's, Scotty, you too, right? Yeah.
Yep. I've added dark vision, but it's still restricted. Whatever.
Cool, so you should all be able to see within 10 feet of you. And I will say, as you guys begin your, just using Scotty as a proxy, descent past this point where the algae reside. Sorry, 2 seconds. Oh god, there's 2 Bithynias.
Double trouble.
And Bithynia has like a shitillion vision again because I forgot to restrict it. Need to remember to update that afterwards. I'll say for the purposes of brevity, you all make your way down past these slashed algae, past the point to where they are a problem. And you watch as the cave opens up into a... You can only see so far ahead of you, but you recognize the way that the cavernous walls are opening up. Whoops. Accidentally clipped Barkios through the wall. You recognize the way that the cavernous walls are opening up, that you're reaching a wider point, and the cave itself seems to be expanding. And I will say that is where we'll end tonight's session. I will stop sounds as you guys begin your dark descent into the watery below.
Ooh,
What lies in store? Tune in next week to find out.
Amazing.
Thank you guys so much to anybody who might have tuned in and to anybody who donated. I wish I had a way of tracking that, but if anybody did, anybody sees this after the fact, huge thanks to you. You're awesome. Keep being awesome, because any little bit helps and brings us just that little bit closer to people who deserve to be safe, warm, and happy, being safe, warm, and happy. Thank you so much. Be sure to follow all the socials. You can find the VODs on our YouTube, DC30, under the same name. We have an Instagram, which we'll try to make more posts to in the future, again, also called DC30. We appreciate your patronage. We appreciate your viewership. We love you all. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.